And we welcome you guys live here as we are back on Final Yard Football on YouTube, streaming live for the last game of the wildcard round today in this one. The Seahawks, the number 5 seed, going in to take on the Philadelphia Eagles here as they are the number 4 seed in this matchup, the last game of the wildcard round. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit the thumbs up down below, hit the subscribe button as well. Thank you guys so much, everybody who tuned in for the basketball stream on my basketball channel that finished like around a half an hour ago. We had Michigan State versus Michigan as Michigan State pulled off the big win over the Michigan Wolverines. But we are back. These two teams, by the way, played each other with 17-9 being the final score at Philadelphia earlier this year. But can Philly get the crack the code and win this one? Philly coming in hot. Last 4 games they have won, but their opponents against the Giants, the Cowboys, and the Redskins the last 4 games here. But I feel like the offense will start to click here for Philadelphia, even though they've been playing with basically receivers that are more like practice squad receivers with like basically a relief team for Philadelphia coming into play here. They'll have a second opportunity to see if they can knock off the Seahawks today at home once again at Lincoln Financial Field. Welcome in, Alex says. Guess who is here? It's Alex from the DMV Sportsnet. Thanks so much for dropping by over on YouTube as well. As we get ready to kick off this game, Doug Peterson, 4th season as head coach of the Eagles, going up against Pete Carroll in his 10th season now as Seahawks head coach. 9-6 record for Pete Carroll in the postseason. And Doug Peterson with a Super Bowl, by the way, 2 years ago with Nick Foles. As Russell Wilson shown on the TV screen, warming up along the sideline as we're going to get ready for this game for kickoff in just a moment, everyone. Big crowd today for Philadelphia. Alex put out on Sportscaster, couldn't hear me when I said Canada won the gold. He was getting his phone. But yes, congratulations to Team Canada. They won the World Juniors for hockey, so big congratulations out to them. As Philadelphia will kick it off, Seattle will receive to start out this game. The Seahawks take it from their own 1-yard line. They take it past the 5 to the 10 to the 15, 20, down the left sideline, past the 25 and out of bounds by Tyler Lockett around the 27-yard line. That's where the Seahawks will start out this game. So here comes out Seattle now, back out onto the field as we welcome you guys in here. As we are on Sportscaster, we are on YouTube, streaming live play-by-play. Coming in, Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson was on MVP form earlier this season. What a great job that he has done for Russell Wilson. So they'll have the first play from scrimmage in just a moment. They do. Wilson takes a snap, passes right side short, now incomplete for about a gain of 9 over to the rookie wide receiver DK Metcalf. Brings up a 2nd and 1. Hey, welcome in, Nola Pie. Thanks so much for stopping by in the broadcast. I appreciate it. Over on Sportscaster, Dan56, welcome in, and Alex putting out he doesn't know when his next stream is, but no problem, man. I'll get notified here up on Sportscaster, so I'll be able to see when your next stream is. 31 touchdown passes by Russell Wilson this season, as Wilson takes the snap, hands it off. Up the middle. Oh, it's a fumble by Seattle. I think Philly pounced on it. Let's see who's got the football, the refs say. It's going to be Seattle. Seattle lucky. I thought that they fumbled it through the first 50 seconds of this game. They got really lucky right there as that football got poked out. It's going to bring up about a 3rd and 3. Fletcher Cox for the Eagles was the one who came in there to jar the ball loose. Seattle's had problems all this season with ball security. Third down and 4 now onto the field. Wilson goes from the shotgun formation, 3 wide to the right, takes a snap. Wilson, pump fake, passes right side short, now oh, it's incomplete, dropped by Tyler Lockett down the right sideline. He thought he hauled it in, put his 2 knees down, but the ref said that he couldn't haul onto as he bobbled it out of bounds and it's incomplete, and the Seahawks are forced into a 3-and-out as they're going to have to punt it away. Big defense right there by the Philadelphia Eagles to start out this game. Seahawks will punt away the football now. Onto the field, they get the snap, they boot it away as the Eagles are back to return at their own 22. That's where they call for a fair catch with Greg Ward Jr. So, Philadelphia now coming onto the fields. We welcome you guys back in here to the channel. Big thank you for everybody who joined me on the basketball channel for the last game as well. That was great, guys. Thanks so much for stopping by. Hey, what is good, Patrick? Hello again. Thanks so much for stopping by, my man. Nolapai putting out. Yup, can't believe the Saints lost in OT. I had the Saints going all the way to the Super Bowl to take on the Ravens. Cannot believe that Drew Brees lost to Kirk Cousins today, but they're paying Kirk Cousins, and Kirk Cousins would one of the best passes I've ever seen in his entire career right there. To strike to Adam Thielen on the complete bomb inside the 5-yard line of New Orleans that set up the game-winning touchdown. As they take the snap, first play from scrimmage. Wentz, handoff here. Up the middle on the carry as they take it to about the 24 by Miles Sanders, the rookie running back from Penn State. Second down, about 7 coming up. Yep, Vegas Vix too. Cannot believe that the Saints lost. Same with me, man. I'm just totally lost how they lost that game. Let's see, Alex putting out on Sportscaster. If he doesn't stream next week or the week after, he will be doing the 2020 NHL All-Star festivities. NHL Futures game after that. That's cool, dude. And for the Futures game, players from the Boston Bruins is Jack Stanicka. Oh, wow. 2nd and 8 coming up for Philly. They have it at their own 24. Wentz tosses over. Oh, bad toss behind Sanders. Wentz picks it up. He throws it downfield. And that one goes out of bounds. Miles Sanders, he just wasn't looking at the football. That was total miscommunication on the HB tosses. Carson Wentz pitched it over to Sanders. Sanders saying, my bad about that. I guess he didn't know the play calls. That was clearly an HB toss, and the ball just sailed right past Sanders. He wasn't ready for that toss. Wentz luckily back there to pick it up. That could have been total disaster. And he just chucked it out of bounds. 3rd and 8 for the Eagles now. 3rd and 8 for Philly. 12:39 left to go in the first quarter. Philly goes from the shotgun formation from their own 24. They take the snap. Wentz. From the pocket, Wentz. Passing deep down the left sideline. And that pass too high. Incomplete. Intended for Greg Ward Jr. And it's incomplete. Nolapai putting here. 49ers versus Packers NFC Championship. That would be a good one. That actually looks really possible now since the Saints have been eliminated. Fourth and 8. As their punter onto the field, Cameron Johnston boots it away. And Seattle gets the fair catch. He was hit after the fair catch, and that's going to be a penalty by the Eagles. You're going to know better not to do that. Just completely leveled him on the fair catch. So that's a penalty, clearly. Fair catch interference. As Seattle called for the fair catch, and they took a shot as they went on the return to catch that football. That was David Moore, the returner. Took an absolute unneeded shot by a special teamer for Philadelphia. So that's a fair catch interference penalty for Philly. Just works out into the favor of Seattle. And Alex will be back. He's going to check out my good friend Sam over on Sportscaster. Awesome. Sam does absolutely awesome stuff over on Sportscaster. Great content. He does a fantastic job as well. So right now, guys, we're on commercial break. Feel free to check me out. I'm also streaming this game live over on Sportscaster if anybody would like to do that. I'm over live streaming this game right now over there. So yeah, both of these teams haven't done so much to start out this game at the moment here. 3 and outs by these two teams to start. Hopefully we'll get some offensive sync going in. Let's see here. I think Marshawn Lynch to be playing in this one. Yeah, so yeah, Marshawn Lynch is still healthy. So yeah, Marshawn Lynch for the Seahawks. He is playing today. Let's see here. So he hasn't got a carry yet. The player that fumbled, that was Travis Homer for the Seahawks. He fumbled for a loss of 3. So welcome guys over on the channel. Welcome in Brandon Lutz. So Marshawn Lynch is playing today. I don't know anymore. Welcome back over on the football channel, my man. He says he thinks that the Bird team will win this one. The battle of the Birds between these two teams here is the... I usually primarily call Patriots football, but now since we're into the playoffs, I call play-by-play of football action here on the channel for you guys. Primarily it's Patriots because the Sunday games, the Sunday that pops up at 1, any other game that competes or so with the Patriots, I don't stream that when I stream that game, but since they're eliminated here, I'll call the rest of the playoffs for you guys over on the football channel. But wow, what a playoff so far. 2 games in wild card weekend, went into overtime, and man, the Bills just total collapsed. They were up 16-0 against Houston, and they just totally collapsed, and the Texans won that game 22-19. By the way, the first ever game to go into NFL wildcard, NFL playoff history with a 19-19 tie in overtime. And then Kirk Cousins, man, just making his money, making his payday with that bomb he threw down the field to Adam Thielen that set him up for the game-winning touchdown in the fade on a 3rd and goal over to Kyle Rudolph at the left corner of the end zone. They had to look at it to see if it was a push-off on the screen, and there was no penalty, and that was the game. Hey, welcome over in Sportscaster Grink Spike. Thanks so much for stopping by. 1st and 10 now as Seattle has the football. They start out from their own 46-yard line now for the Seahawks. Wilson in the ace formation. The Seahawks have the football, and they're going to go with an audible here for Seattle to start out this. So Wilson hands it off up the middle in the rush and past the 45 to at the 48-yard line. So that's about a gain of 3 and a carry. That is Travis Homer, the running back, so he gets a 2nd carry of the game. Yeah, Saints, I agree with you, Nola Pie. Saints just have had just terrible luck in the playoffs. It's too bad. They're such a good team. I thought that they'd make it to the Super Bowl. They look like such a well-rounded team. Wilson takes the snap, play action. Wilson now going to scramble past midfield to the 45, gets the first down, 40. Clear, daylight 35, and slides down at the 30 for the first down inside Philadelphia territory. Just like that, Russell Wilson using his feet to pick it up. 11:40 left to go in the first half. Russell Wilson at DK Metcalf across the field. He was wide open too. He had an option there if he didn't want to run for it. Wilson ace formation, takes a snap, tosses it over to the left side here. On the rush, past the 30, down the left sideline, 25. Bulldozing his way and gets to about the 20. On the bounce around the 19-yard line by Travis Homer, and he picks up the first down. This clock ticking down to 11 minutes left to go in the first quarter. So 1st and 10 here, under 11, and Seattle has it now. Inside the red zone in Philadelphia territory. Wilson from the guns got one in motion to the left side. He takes the snap. Wilson back to pass. Passes this one underneath, and that ball is dropped. It's incomplete. Intended for DK Metcalf at the 18. Nolapai with a Super Bowl prediction. Wow, that's a bold prediction there that I don't see a lot of predictions like his. Kansas City versus Green Bay. Wow. Honestly, anything could happen here in the playoffs, but if I was to predict the Super Bowl now, I'm gonna take the Ravens to get into the Super Bowl. I would go with the Ravens versus the 49ers now. Seattle from the gun. They have it at the 18-yard line of Philadelphia. Marshawn Lynch into the game, lines up to the left side of Wilson, takes the snap up the middle, and that's a handoff. And he gets to about a gain of 1 to the 17. Rematch of the first Super Bowl. Yep, Kansas City against Green Bay. You're going all the way back to the 60s. '67 was the first Super Bowl. Okay, yeah, Packers versus Chiefs back in '67, 35-10 with Vince Lombardi getting the trophy. 3rd and 9 coming up Seattle at the 17 of Philadelphia. Wilson takes the snap from the pocket, releases to the right corner of the end zone. His receiver goes down though, looking for a flag. Was Tyler Lockett, not going to have one. And it's going to be a 4th and 9. That ball was thrown, overshot Tyler Lockett by about 10 yards into the back of the end zone, so no flag was thrown. I bet the ref said that it was uncatchable. 37-34, Kansas City with Mahomes as the MVP, Nolapai puts out there. I love watching Patrick Mahomes play. It's an absolute pleasure to see like those future young studs play. Patrick Mahomes is definitely on the top of my list. How good he is. Him and Tyreek Hill, like how they play together. Oh, the field goal is blocked, and it's no good. Jason Myers with a kick, and it gets blocked by Philadelphia. Huge, huge special teams play. And Philly will get the ball back with 9:41 left to go in the first quarter. Alright, so right now we're going to go on a commercial break. Yep, blocked field goal. That is huge for Philly. That is huge, because Seattle should have had 3. Philly able to stop him, though, around the 17-yard line. Straight away, dead center. Field goal. Wasn't from the right hash or the left hash. Dead center, where it was lined up, and Jason Myers just had it blocked. So, moving on to commercial break, everyone. Right now, we welcome you guys over to the channel. Feel free to check me out over on Sportscaster. I just posted that link for you guys over in the stream right now, since I'm calling play-by-play there. And a big thank you to everybody who joined me over on the basketball channel as well for Michigan versus Michigan State. Right before this, I appreciate it, everybody. Yeah, let's take a look at the box score right now. Things are rough with these quarterbacks as far as passing-wise. Russell Wilson, 1 for 4, 9 yards. The 9-yard completion was to DK Metcalf. Carson Wentz, 0 for 2 passing. Miles Sanders only got a 2-yard carry. Russell Wilson, the leading rusher, with a carry for 22. Travis Homer, the running back for Seattle, 3 rushes for 11. And Marshawn Lynch with a running back draw up the middle for a gain of 1. Let's see, I had it. Seattle with 2 first downs so far today. 43 yards total, but a good chunk of those was on the Russell Wilson rush that he had. 34 yards on the ground by Seattle so far to the 43 total. Alright, so we're going to get right back in here. We're right now at commercial break, everybody. Hey, welcome in Terrari Jackson. Yes, I remember you from last night's stream. Thanks so much for stopping by again. I appreciate it. Yeah, if you guys are new over on the channel, make sure to hit the like down below. Hit the subscribe button. Let's keep on building this up today. Throughout the stream, everyone. This game taking place at Philadelphia's home field at Lincoln Financial. 9:41 left to go in the first quarter. Philadelphia with a blocked field goal to hold Seattle with 0 points so far. Second drive of the game for Philly. They go from the gun. They take the snap here. Play action. Wentz still with a football. Rolling out to his right. Wentz going to step up. He's going to run for it. And Carson Wentz loses 1. He gets sacked. So it's going to be a 2nd and 11 coming up as we're under 9.5 left to go. Yeah, Alex asking me, how was the last stream on basketball? Yeah, it was a really good stream. We got like a solid 30 people or so throughout the stream there on the channel. So we get some really good numbers for Michigan versus Michigan State. So that was a really cool game today. Michigan State, if I had a bet on the game, I would have bet Michigan State. I would have bet the over 2. I predicted Michigan State would beat Michigan by 13. They ended up blowing them out. Let's see here what the final score was. It was like a blowout. I think it was like an, it was an 18-point victory. 87-69 was the final that Michigan State blew them out. And Cassius Winston had 32 points for Michigan State. He was on fire today. Okay, so, so by the way, they call you TJ. Okay, so I'll call you TJ. Thanks so much for the update there. Nola Pie putting out, it feels like Tennessee and Ravens game will be super close. Wow. Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. I do like Baltimore, though, probably by like 2 touchdowns. 3rd and 7 coming up. That would be interesting if they could really make it close, though. I feel like Baltimore is just unstoppable. 3rd and 7, Carson Wentz takes a snap, pass across the middle. That ball is caught. Close to a first down by the rookie receiver, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, the 2nd rounder from Stanford. There's a flag down, though, so we'll take a look at the penalty flag. This penalty is on Seattle. Holding penalty by the Seahawks. Automatic first down by Philadelphia. Bradley McDougald in the secondary commits the penalty for the Seahawks. Derrick Henry's going to destroy Baltimore's defense. Derrick Henry has been on fire. That's going to be one hell of a matchup, though. Like, Derrick Henry, the best running back, yardage total-wise by the numbers in the NFL this season, going up against the best team rushing-wise, team-wise with the Baltimore Ravens, averaging, like, around 200 per game rushing. Eagles handed off to Miles Sanders. Sanders stopped in the backfield for no gain, and it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10. 7:30 left to go in the first quarter. Miles Sanders with 1,327 rushing yards. That is number 1 among rookies this year. Hey, welcome back, Vaughn. Thanks so much for stopping by here, Vaughn. 2nd down and 10. Philadelphia with the football. They have it just shy of the 35-yard line. They're at their own 33. Wentz from the gun. Sanders lines up to the left side. 3 wide to the right. Takes the snap. Back to pass here. Wentz. Punt fake. Looking right, looking left. Flushed out to the left. Watch out. Passes down the left side. It's incomplete. The pressure coming from behind him. That was close to forcing out a strip right there. But Wentz able to get that football off just in the nick of time. It's incomplete. 3rd and 10. Stops the clock at an incompletion with 6:59 left to go in the first. Yeah, I don't know anymore putting out here. If Tennessee's defense can hold off Baltimore, he thinks that Tennessee can win. This is going to be actually a really good matchup between those two teams. 6:59 left to go in the first quarter. They go from the gun here for the Eagles. They got on the left side in motion. Dallas Goedert. They take the snap. Wentz passes underneath, complete here at the 35. Stiff arm. Boston Scott gets run on the bounds. He'll pick up about a gain of 4. Yet he's still shy of the first down marker. It's going to bring up 4th down. So Philly will have to punt it away. Yeah, if Tennessee could stop Lamar Jackson, Mark Ingram in the rushing game, and then just keep it tight with Mark Andrews and the tight ends in the passing game, like force them into like tight coverage and batted balls down, that could be a really good matchup there if they're able to stop Tennessee. Cameron Johnston gets the snap, punts it away for the 2nd time today for the Eagles. Seahawks return this one at the 20 on the punt. David Moore up the field here, takes it to at the 24. 4-yard return, that's where Seattle will get the football back with 6:17 left to go in the first half. Alright, so right now we're just on this commercial break. So we'll be back here right after these commercial messages. Okay, let's see here, right back on the chat. TJ putting out, do I have a baseball channel for game reactions? I just do football and basketball usually for this. Baseball, I feel like I played baseball growing up. It's my favorite sport to play, but as far as like watching baseball, I'm not like as big as like watching baseball. It's like my 2 favorite sports here to watch is basketball and football. So yeah, I don't have a baseball channel. I'll drop a link in here. This is where I do all my like live streaming of sports. I have a site, it's called Sportscaster. My name is called The Sports Dish on Sportscaster. That's where I stream, like, everything from, like, it's usually just football and basketball in general, but sometimes I do call, like, baseball play-by-play and, like, once in a blue moon, like I called a couple of games in the World Series for baseball. I do plan to stream the Little League World Series also on Sportscaster. I might even stream a couple NASCAR races over on Sportscaster, too. I don't plan to stream the entire NASCAR season because that competes with the NFL, so that's why there I can't stream the entire NASCAR season, because when the fall races happen in NASCAR, then it competes with the football games for the NFL. Now let's see here, back on the chat, Vaughn putting out he doesn't have confidence in himself when he goes back to school in a couple months because he feels like he's going to get suspended. Don't say that, dude. I got confidence in you, man. I got confidence in you, man. Just keep your head up. Just hopefully keep your head up, and before you know it, man, everything will be over with the school year. You only have a couple months left. What is this? It's January, February, March, April, and May. You only got 5 months left of school for you out there in California, and then you're done, and then you'll move on to senior year. So just keep your head up And hopefully you'll just be able to plow your way straight through. By the way, 2020 Tokyo, that's something I do plan to do. That would be on Sportscaster, though. I wouldn't create a YouTube channel for that because it's like once every 4 years that I watch like volleyball or like synchronized diving or something like that. But I do plan to call the Olympics, like some of the stuff over on Sportscaster as well. I'll be calling the NBA Summer League throughout the summer. As well, like I did last year on the basketball channel. That was so fun. That was a great way to grow the channel. We got over 100 subs during the 2 weeks of the summer league, which was great. I'm shocked that people actually tuned into that, but everybody loved it. The international response in the channel was awesome. Here's the first handoff. Marshawn Lynch with the carry towards the left side, steps out of bounds, right past the 25 at the 26. So 2-yard gain on the carry by Marshawn Lynch. Vaughn putting out he doesn't watch baseball during weeknights in the summer. Yeah, it's tough for me during the summer to watch a lot of baseball because I'm usually out more during the summer. It's so much nicer here, whereas like up in New England it's really cold outside right now, but it's so much nicer. I'm outside a lot during the summer. And it's a good break from streaming, whereas I stream usually during like the off season of the summer. Here's a pass in the flat. Marshawn Lynch takes it for about a gain of 5 in the catch. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 2 as he gets out of bounds down the left sideline. Yep, focus on school and get those good grades, indeed. That's what it's all about, focusing in school and getting some really good grades. And then if you get good grades, you're more able to go to the colleges that you'd like to go to as well, because good grades is a big part about that. Good grades is one part. I know SAT scores is another part. If you really want to go to like a prestigious university or so, like something like a Stanford or like a Brown or a Harvard, you need like really good grades to get in. Wilson takes the snap, right side underneath. That one complete, gets the first down past the 35 and out of bounds by Tyler Lockett on the catch, just shy of the 40-yard line as they pick up the first down. We got 4:56 left to go in the first quarter. This first quarter is moving along. This is good. I like games that move along pretty quick. I don't like football games that drag along throughout like each and every quarter like some of the college football games have done this year. This is a handoff up the middle, and that's going to be a loss of 2. Going absolute nowhere on the carry as that was Travis Homer, the ball carrier for Seattle, and he lost 2 yards. Brings up a 2nd and 12. Yep, and not getting suspended. You need to focus on not getting suspended, too. Yes, I did watch the Saints versus Vikings. Like, the last 5 minutes of the game, I did watch that. Kirk Cousins with an absolute bomb down the field to Adam Thielen that he hauled it inside the 5-yard line. And then Kyle Rudolph with a game-winning touchdown on the 3rd and goal. 2nd down and long for Seattle with under 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter. They go from the gun, they take the snap. Wilson airs this one out down the right sideline, and that ball goes out of bounds. It's incomplete. Intended for David Moore, the wide receiver. Brings up a 3rd and 11. Big 3rd and 11 coming up with 3:51 left to go in the first quarter. Wilson goes from the gun, 3 wide to the left. 1 to the right. He's got Homer in the backfield to the right side, takes the snap. Back to pass, Wilson. Steps up. He's going to be flushed out to the right side. Wilson gets rid of it. Nice pass downfield, and it's complete at the 37-yard line for the first down catch by the rookie DK Metcalf. Big catch in traffic right there down the right sideline, and gets it for the first down catch. 3rd and 11, and they're able to accomplish that. First and 10 with 3:10 left to go in the first quarter. Seattle from the shotgun formation. Wilson has 1 lined up to the right side for receivers. Marshawn Lynch in the backfield to his left. 2 in the play clock, and we got flags down, multiple flags. And that appears to be a false start by Seattle. Yeah, backs him up 5 yards. That is the offensive tackle, Jermaine Ifedi, who commits the false start penalty. He has been penalized 12 times this season now for the Seahawks. That is the most penalties on the team. The tackle, number 65, Jermaine Ifedi. 1st and 15 for Seattle. .250 left to go in the first quarter. They go from the shotgun formation with Wilson. 2 wide to the left, 2 to the right, takes the snap. Wilson looking left, flushed out to the right side. Wilson signaling his receiver downfield, passes downfield, he's open. Out of the 30, complete over to Tyler Lockett for a pickup of 13, and now it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 2. 2nd down and 2 at the Philadelphia 30-yard line for the Seahawks. Ooh, there's an injured Eagle down on the fields. There's an injured Eagle down on the field, and we're going to take a timeout now as we'll go right over to commercial break. So yeah, right now we're just on this commercial break, so that's never a good sign with the injuries for Philadelphia. They've just been completely just decimated all season long with the injuries. The wide receiving core, they were decimated starting in week 2 on that Sunday night game against Atlanta. That's where they almost had Josh McCown coming in to play as like a lineup, like a wide receiver. They were just that decimated in injuries this season. So yeah, right now we're just on this commercial break, everyone. We're going to head right back over here to YouTube and Sportscaster right after these commercial messages. Let's take a look now. Russell Wilson, 5 for 9 passing, 58 yards through the air so far in this game for Russell Wilson. He's got that big 3rd down catch by DK Metcalf that he had to move the chains. Metcalf, the leading receiver, he's got 2 catches for 33. Tyler Lockett with 2 catches for 20 so far. And then Carson Wentz is only 1 for 4 passing for 3 yards. That is it. Okay, so let's see what we got here in the chat. Vaughn putting out, when will his life be relevant again? He puts his prediction as never. So, oh man, I don't want to hear that, dude. You are relevant. You have a bright future there, Vaughn. Just keep your head up, man. You have a very, very bright future there. Keep your head up, dude. You're gonna find your place in life sometime. I know you will. Hey, what is good? Random comments. Thanks so much for stopping by on the channel, man. I appreciate it. 2nd and 2 coming up. 2:27 left to go in the first quarter. That for the Eagles who got injured was number 55, Brandon Graham, the defensive ends. Oh no, Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz, who went to the medical tent, is going to the locker room now. So Carson Wentz going underneath the tunnel. So he was just checked out in the medical tent as the Seahawks have the football. Here's a run up the middle. It's going to bring a 3rd down. So Carson Wentz went to the ground when he had the football. Took a huge hit. He's going to the medical tent. He went to the medical tent and now underneath the tunnel as he suffered a bad concussion. So the backup quarterback will be Josh McCown for the Eagles to come in. That's not good. 3rd and 3 with 1:40 left to go in the first quarter. Seahawks take the snap. Likelihood of Seahawks winning this game is just boosted upwards. That ball tipped up in the air, almost deflected, and it was deflected. It was almost intercepted by the Eagles. They had 3 players around the football at the 5-yard line, and they couldn't come up with a pick. So it's going to bring up a 4th and 3. That should have been offsides, honestly. That should have been offsides by Philadelphia to begin with. And then just triple coverage, trying to thread the needle by Russell Wilson and couldn't. 49-yard attempt coming up for Seattle. Remember, the last one got blocked. Straight away here from 49 to snap the hole. This kick is up. This one by Myers sailing, and he squeaks it in there to the left, upright, and through. As that one goes through, and Seattle with the first points on the board in this wild card matchup is 3-0. So that's never a good sign when Carson Wentz is going to the locker room. So not looking good for Philadelphia right now. So this will be interesting with Carson Wentz coming on, going off the field, and Josh McCown coming in. Can Josh McCown be the next savior of Philadelphia and channel inside his inner Nick Foles, as he is right now discussing along with his offensive coordinator at the moment that they have number 18, Josh McCown. He's going to get some playing time filling in here for Carson Wentz now. McCown's 17th season in the NFL, 98 TD passes to 82 interceptions, over 17,000 yards that he has passed the football for. Seattle will kick this football away in the kickoff. Philadelphia back to return. This ball returnable at the 3-yard line. They take it past the 5 to the 10 up the middle here. Boston Scott down the left side. 15-20 down the left sideline. Past the 25. Knocked out of bounds around the 28. That's where Philadelphia will have the football back. Minute 22 left to go in the first quarter. So yeah, 3-0 right now, the score. And here comes out Josh McCown. Vaughn puts out he wants to host the Sports Center, but he needs to get back to me to know where. 1st and 10. Philly with a football. You should create a sportscaster, Vaughn. They have it. They start out from their own 27-yard line, and we got a penalty flag down. Or no, we got a timeout taken. Philadelphia takes a timeout when they were about to snap it. So timeout taken by Philly. That was a random timeout they just took. Just showing Nick Foles with his career postseason highlights. 68% back in the postseason 2 years ago. Hey, welcome on the channel here. Stripes Domarix. Who do you think is going to win the game? He thinks the Seahawks. If I had to bet this one before the game, I actually had gone Eagles with this game today. So I actually had went Eagles with this one. Here's a run, gain of 6. Up the middle and the carry by Miles Sanders. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 4. So I actually went Eagles with this one, but the likelihood of that has just decreased now. Josh McCown is into the game, but if they're going to win, he's going to have to channel in the inner Nick Foles. See if he can bring his team together. The 17-year vet, 2nd and 4 now. From the 31-yard line. Philly with a toss over to the left side here to Sanders. Sanders on the rush, gets the first down, 35-40. Takes it to about the 44-yard line. They pick up the first down. We've got 40 seconds left to go in the first quarter. If you guys are new over to the channel, make sure to hit the thumbs up down below. Hit the subscribe button as well, as I call play-by-play here of NFL and Final Yard Football on YouTube. They're able to get the rushing game going on, though, on this first drive. 1st and 10. They're going to hand it off up the middle here to about the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 2 on the carry. Now we'll take it to the end of the first quarter. Miles Sanders 2-yard rush, and we just ended the first quarter in the stream. Alright, so 45 minutes left of football. He'll continue right after this commercial break, everybody. Thank you guys so much for stopping by as we are on Final Yard Football on YouTube. Also on Sportscaster and the Sports Dish on Sportscaster. Who do I think is going to win the Super Bowl? I'm going to the Super Bowl and going to win it. I'll go with the Ravens winning the Super Bowl. And I'll say that the 49ers will take on the Ravens in the Super Bowl. So I'll go with that prediction there. Russell Wilson, 5 for 10 through the air. He's got 58 passing yards so far today. Wilson also with 22 rushing yards. That's the most total in this game as far as a Seahawk. As far as Miles Sanders, keeping this team together with the rushing game. 6 carries for 26 so far by Sanders. Carson Wentz with a 3-yard pass. That is it. Josh McCown in at quarterback in place for Carson Wentz. As Carson Wentz got a concussion and had to go to the medical tent on the second drive of the game. After that second drive, he went to the medical tent, and now he's underneath the tunnel. So, not looking good for Philadelphia. But Josh McCown trying to come in as a savior here and see if he can put the pieces together with this team today and save them. McCown's yet to pass the football, though. But yeah, right now we're just on this commercial break, everybody. Make sure to spike the like if you guys are new. Hit the subscribe button also. Also, we're streaming live right now on Sportscaster, so check out that link if you guys would like over on Sportscaster. So let's see here. Back to the chat. Vaughn putting out which team you don't have confidence in college basketball. I don't have confidence in Gonzaga. They're way, way overrated. They should not be number one. They need to face real teams, like play in the Pac-12 for once. Like that's like a once in a decade head coach that they have. Like a head coach that is that good. That's like Coach Cal when he used to coach for UMass before he went to Memphis and Kentucky for John Calipari. And that's how UMass was. UMass was a beast. They were like a once-in-a-lifetime basketball team for college basketball back in the 1990s. They had like 30-win seasons they posted together there with Coach Calipari. So we're back to action. Bootleg to the right side. Josh McCown stepping up, trying to avoid the sack, and he gets sacked. Taken back for a 2-yard loss at the 43-yard line. He's going to bring up a third down now. So, yeah, I don't have much confidence in Gonzaga. After today, I don't have much confidence in Michigan making it that far either into the tournament. And Georgetown is one of those teams where I thought Georgetown could be much better than they are or so. But Georgetown past couple games has just really slacked off. They got crushed by Providence earlier last week, and I think they lost yesterday too. So they're not looking as hot as once they entered in Big East play. Here's a screen right side. This one gets blown up in the backfield. Taken down for a 4-yard loss to the 38. Late penalty flags coming in on the field, though. 14:08 left to go in the second half. Late penalty flags coming in. We'll take a look at these flags. This will be a penalty. It only hurts the Seahawks. Illegal block in the back by the Eagles. It hurts the Eagles. Legal block in the back by Philadelphia. So they just keep on going backwards as Philadelphia gets hurt right there by their own mistake on the penalty. 4th and 14. Philly will punt this football back to Seattle. Yeah, Vegas Vic's pointing out Eagles just can't stay healthy. Yeah, this is just unfortunate. Like this season for Philadelphia, they haven't been healthy since like week 2 on the Sunday night game against Atlanta. Here's a punt. They down it around the 14-yard line with David Moore in the fair catch. So that's where the Seahawks will get the football back. They'll start out at their own 14-yard line. It's too bad, though. This team, they have so much potential. It's just there's multiple injuries on the team, but I really enjoy like what they have accomplished this year. You got to respect like the fight that this Eagles team has accomplished this year, making it to the playoffs with a 9-7 record, and how decimated they've been by injuries. And that is something that you just gotta respect right here. They made the playoffs no matter how like shaked up and battered they are with these players. Will I watch the XFL? Yeah, I do plan to watch the XFL. I might stream a couple XFL games when I do have the chance. The focus will be on the basketball channel, though, because that's where the basketball season for college basketball gets best. On like the afternoon games, that's where there's really, really good college basketball games around like February, leading up to March and stuff for college basketball. So the focus will be there more. But if I do have a chance and there's not much going on during the nights and stuff, I might do a XFL stream for you guys. But I do plan to watch the XFL when I do have a chance to. Von putting here in the chat, he has people that he has in his gym class in his new school that's trying to lead him into gangs, and he doesn't want to be into gangs. Yeah, man, you don't want to join a gang. You don't want to join a gang, dude, and you gotta get away from those kids that's trying to lead you into gangs. Those kids are trouble right there. You don't want to hang out with those type of kids. Those are the types of kids that they're probably on the streets all day long. They're probably smoking like a bunch of pot and stuff on the streets, committing crimes and stuff like that. You don't want to be a part of that, because once you get into that group, then they're going to be asking you to do them a favor by like doing this, doing that, robbing stores, robbing banks and stuff. You don't want to be anywhere near those type of kids. You don't want to associate yourself with any types of gangs or anything. I bet that those are the type of kids, because I know Vaughn asked me in the chat one time, do I sag my pants low? Well, no, I don't, but you don't want to be like that type of person in like high school that sags his pants low, because that type of person may be associated with a gang. It also might be associated with a lot of violence there. You don't want to hang around with those type of people. Avoid at all costs. Vaughn will be shocked if he doesn't get suspended by May. Just stay in there, man. I don't think you'll get suspended. We're back to action. Seattle takes their first snap of this drive off the play action. They complete it over to DK Metcalf for a gain of 8. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 2. Yes, I do plan to do the Super Bowl 54 game for you guys for the play-by-play. So I do plan to do that one. I do plan to do a game for you guys next week. I think I'm going to be around. I think I should be home on Saturday night next week to see Tennessee versus Baltimore. So I should be able to do that one. 2nd and 2, 13:20 left to go. I'm not sure my schedule yet for next Sunday, though. But I should be home later on Saturday. I think I'll be out, though, Saturday afternoon. Wilson takes a snap, play action, pass across the middle, got it. First down to the 37-yard line. That one complete over to Tyler Lockett at the Seattle 37 for the 1st and 10. We approach 13 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. And Vegas Vix is so excited for senior year. That's awesome. Got one more year after this until college. And then I bet you that high school just flew by right fast. I'm going to say the same for college. College flies by so fast, man. Like, it'll just go by in like a blink of an eye. Wilson takes a snap, hands it off to beast mode up the middle here. Marshawn Lynch takes it for about a gain of 2 to the 37-yard line. So, 2nd down and 8 at the Seattle 37. Yep, sagging your pants is not cool indeed, Vaughn. Do not be like those type of people that sag your pants low. 2nd and 8, 12:10 left to go in the 2nd quarter. Wilson goes 5 wide here from the gun. Lynch will go back to his spot, so now it's 4 wide as he lines up in the backfield to the right side. 1 to the right, 3 to the left. Wilson takes the snap. Back to pass. Airs it out deep to the left sideline. Oh, he's got him open. First down to the former Patriot, who catches that one on the first down catch. The tight end. As that one goes to Jacob Hollister for the first down grab. We do have a penalty flag down, though, so we'll take a look at the penalty flag. And it appears to be a push-off by Hollister, so they're not going to award him with receiving yards. pass interference offense, number 48, by Jacob Hollister, and they will not award him the reception. So he's working on Malcolm Jenkins in coverage. He just got a little bit of a push off, and it was enough right there to draw a flag. So 2nd and 18. 11:40 left to go in the second quarter. Wilson from the gun, 1 wide to the right, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Wilson takes the snap with 11:30 left to go in the second half. Flushed out to the left side. Wilson steps up, launches down left sideline. Oh! What a catch! Was he in bounds? The refs say it's incomplete. Well, what an effort, though, down the left sideline. Both of his feet were not in bounds, according to the referee, as that was Tyler Lockett. See, he's had a spectacular season. Let's see that. Oh, he got 1 foot in, 1 out. What an effort, though. He hauled onto that pass completely. It wasn't that he didn't have possession of it. It was just 1 foot was out when he caught the football. The right foot's in. Oh, Pete Cowher's going to toss the penalty flag. Hey, actually, in the last replay, in the first one, it looks like 1 foot was in, 1 foot was out. On the first replay, the last one they just showed, that looked close. I think, actually, taking a look at the last replay, it looked like he was in. That would have been, this could be one hell of a catch here, if it is reversed. So Pete Carroll tosses out the challenge flag. So first challenge of the game for Seattle. Let's see here. 1 foot. 2 feet. Oh, that looks like it's going to be a catch, actually, by Tyler Lockett. His right foot was down. He tapped his left foot one in. What an amazing grab by Tyler Lockett. So we'll see what the call is right after this commercial break. But the first replay, I wasn't sure after the first replay. It looked like the foot was out of bounds. But when you see it from behind, from his back area, what a catch. Right foot and then left foot. Both of them down in bounds. So, yeah, that is going to be a first down. What an effort. It's an incredible catch. So, right now, we're just on this commercial break. We'll head right back over here, guys, in a couple of moments as we are on Final Yard Football on YouTube and also on the Sports Dish on Sportscaster calling play-by-play for today. Wow. So crazy. Crazy catch if that does get reversed on the field. That would be insane. Alright, let's see here. Right back in the chats. Vaughn putting out, last May, a kid in his class in his old school was hanging out with his friends. They robbed a car and he got arrested, put in jail for a couple months, and they were going to put him until March in jail. From May to March in jail. Wow. That is 10 months in jail. Oof. These kids are starting out young. That's bad there with all the violence. Man. Do you like, I'm gonna ask Vaughn here this question. Do you like live in a safe community, or is it like, or is there like a lot of violence where you are? It seems like there's like a lot of violence, like inner city type of community. Like, man, I feel bad for you, dude. My heart goes out to you if you're being brought up in like a type of community where there's like tons and tons of violence. I know a couple of those areas around me, and we try to avoid them like at all costs and stuff. Some of those places you don't want to be walking on the streets past like 9 o'clock at night either. So they're still looking at this challenge right now in the field to see whether this one will be reversed as a catch. Rolling on the field was an incomplete pass, but this one's still being reviewed by the booth right now as the refs take a look at it on the tablet. And they're going to reverse this. What a catch by Tyler Lockett. So they reverse the call and they change it to indeed a catch to Tyler Lockett. What an amazing grab by Tyler Lockett. So he hauls onto it, and it will be a 1st and 10 Seahawks. So this call has been reversed, and Pete Carroll gets to keep his timeout as he wins the challenge. 11:20 left to go in the second quarter. 1st and 10 coming up for the Seahawks. Vegas Vix is a straight A student. Awesome. That is great. Keep up the good work, dude. You'll be able to, if you keep up the good GPA, you'll be able to get some really good offers into you. If you want to go to Brown, I'm sure they'll be able to take you at Brown and some of the big like colleges or so that you need good grades in. That's great, man. 11:10 left to go in the second quarter. They go into the into the I formation now for Seattle. They take the snap. Wilson play action, looking left. Wilson passes across the middle. That one completed the 40 of Eagles territory on the catch right there. That was Homer on the catch for about 5 for Seattle. There's another penalty flag down, though, so we'll take a look at the penalty. And it appears to be on Seattle. Holding by DJ Fluker of the Seahawks, so it's going to back him up 10 yards. Okay, so yeah, Vaughn doesn't live there anymore where there's a lot of violence. Yeah, that's much better that you don't live there anymore where there was a lot of violence. Some of the players locally that have a lot of violence, those are the places you don't want to be walking on the streets after like the sun goes down, because you know that's where all the problems start. 1st and 20. Just shy of midfield now after the 10-yard penalty and the holding. Seahawks have it at their own 47. And they're going to go hand it off up the middle on the carry, only for about a gain of 1 by Travis Homer, the running back. And now it's going to be 2nd down and 19. Feel free if anybody would like to join me on Sportscaster here in the chat. I'm also on there as well right now And also, big thank you to everybody tuned in to the basketball stream earlier today. Michigan State walloped Michigan. 2nd and 19, 10 minutes left to go before halftime. Seahawks from the gun. Wilson takes the snap. Back to pass in the pocket. Launches right side over to Homer. Past the 45. Turns up past midfield and gets tackled around the 48-yard line of Philadelphia territory. So 3rd down coming up, as we are under 10 minutes left to go before half. Those kids are saying that Vaughn was hanging out on the streets. What? Yeah, you don't want to. I mean, you could be hanging out on the streets. You could be going on the street to like not hang out with people, just to like go down the street, get some like nice fresh air, like take a walk down the street, or like walk to the park or something like that, or walk to a community center to play basketball or something like that. But I mean, shouldn't be anything for those kids to do. Wilson takes a snap right side, and he shoots that ball just a little bit short of David Moore's intended wide receiver down the right sideline. It's incomplete. We do have a late flag now. It's going to be a delay of game penalty, so that play shouldn't even have gone off anyway. Delay of game. Seattle with a 5-yard penalty. Didn't get the snap off in time. So no play anyway. 9:10 left to go in the second quarter. 3rd and 19 now for the Seahawks as they are pinned deep. Yeah, imagine being in jail for 10 months. Ooh, that's not good. And that kid's so young. Like, he must have been like a 16, 17-year-old kid that goes to jail. 3rd and 19 now. Seahawks have the football at their own 47. Wilson screens it over left side. That ball is short and dropped by Marshawn Lynch. It was on the ground anyway. It's incomplete. Brings up a 4th and 19. Michael Dixon will come on to punt away the football for the Seahawks. 3-zip. Philadelphia's defense hanging right in there, as Greg Ward Jr. will be back to return this punt for the Eagles. Seattle standing back at their own 30 to punt this football away. Dixon boots it away, and Greg Ward Jr. back to return. It is returnable. He lets it go over his head, though. Bounces inside its head of the Seahawks. Down it at the Philadelphia 7. So that's where Philly will get the football back. They'll start out at their own 7-yard line, coming back out right after these commercial messages. So right now we're on the commercial break. About 8:55 left to go in the second quarter. But yeah, that kid, it seems like from what you're talking about, the kid in jail that went to school, I mean, I hope that you haven't seen him ever again. I hope that you haven't been able to see him ever again, because you kind of want to stay away from those kids. And if you do, if you've ever seen them ever again, just don't associate yourself with them. Don't try to be friends with him at all. He'll teach you a lot of bad stuff. Josh McCown, look at all those teams. That is 9 different teams he's played for throughout the years. 2002 to 2019. So 9 different teams for Josh McCown. First and 10, McCown in his own 7 from the gun, takes the snap here. Philly. Play action, he fires left side, out complete. And it's caught. For minimal yardage, it'll bring up now a second down. 8:40 left to go in the second quarter. Josh McCown's second player to throw his first postseason pass at the age of 40 or above. $8:20 left to go in the second. 2nd and 5 coming up for Philly. Ace formation. They have it at their own 13-yard line. They take the snap. Oh, McCown trips and stumbles as he falls, but he hands it off to Boston Scott. Scott able to turn upfield, gets the first down down the right sideline, and picks it up close to the 25-yard line as he gets out of bounds. 1st and 10 with about 8 minutes left to go before halftime. Josh McCown takes the snap and he trips and stumbles and falls, but able just in time to hand that one off to Boston Scott. He was lucky. 1st and 10 here, Philadelphia. They have it at their own 23. McCown from the gun. Scott lined up to the right side, takes the snap. McCown looking right, passes across the middle. That one short, complete to about the 27-yard line, caught by Dallas Goedert for about a gain of 5. Yeah, Philly needs to really take a receiver in the draft too, because they're all banged up. A bunch of injury history with these receivers this year, and they're so short on receivers too. And Alshon Jeffrey was like barely out there this year. Here's a handoff to about the 30. Pick up 2 on the rush. It's going to be 2nd and 3 coming up. Yes, definitely for the Patriots. That is their main top priority. They need a big tight end in the draft that can help them. A tight end that is good health-wise, too, that can stay on the field and be healthy and help out the team with their production. Tight end, wide receiver. I'm not actually like concerned as much as the offensive line. The last 4 games, the offensive line hasn't been as shaky as they were throughout like the early part of the year. As McCown takes the snap, hands it off up the middle to get the first down, past the 35 to the 40 and dragged down around the 44-yard line for the first down, carried by Miles Sanders of Philadelphia. So first down rush by Miles Sanders. 1st and 10, under 6:30 left to go in the second quarter. Yeah, I'm not as concerned about drafting like somebody like in like the first couple of rounds as far as like offensive line for the Patriots, because next year they'll get David Andrews back. They'll also get James Devlin back, so that's a lot of help right there. They fire it left side off the top of the fingertips of Zach Ertz. It's incomplete. On the pass by Josh McCown brings up a 2nd and 10. Weapons. That's what the Patriots need in the offseason. They need a big, reliable veteran type of weapon there, too, that they can get in free agency. That would help them out a ton. Of course, Antonio Brown teased with his tweet yesterday that he'll only play in the NFL if he plays for Tom Brady and the Patriots next season. Looks like Tom's going to be back. 2nd and 10. Eagles have it at their own 43. McCown play action, back to pass, flushed out to the left side. McCown scrambling. He's going to step up. McCown's going to run. Takes it past the 45, dragged down at the 46 for a gain of 3. Brings up a 3rd and 7. 5:50 left to go before halftime. This game's actually going by pretty fast here. We're through an hour and 5 minutes in the stream, basically, and we're less than 6 minutes away in the game from halftime. 3rd and 7 coming up for Philadelphia. $5:25 left to go before half. They go from the gun. Eagles, even with a backup quarterback, you got to feel confident with this defense, and they take a timeout with 5:20 left to go. So timeout taken by Doug Peterson. They have it just shy of the 45-yard line of Philadelphia territory. Let's see. Yeah, this game really does look like it's going to be a low-scoring affair today between these two teams. Not a whole lot of ball movement down the field. Not a bunch of big explosive plays. And that's something that I missed this year calling these Patriot games, is that they didn't really have any big explosive plays. It was sad. It was sad. I do love my Patriots, but this year just felt weird. It felt weird because they lacked big explosive plays, and that is usually not the Patriots. I mean, throughout my career watching them, I've not seen a ton of Tom Brady bombs in my life until that was when Randy Moss came in. That was like the electric offenses that they had when Randy Moss came in. And then this year, there was just barely any plays that were big playability. James White got most of them with like a screen pass. Eagles with the football. They fire across the middle. Josh McCown finds his big tight end, Dallas Goedert, inside Seattle territory. Gets it to at the 40-yard line, and they pick up the first down. First and 10 just after the 40 at the Seahawks 37. Eagles have the football. They go from the gun. And, they're going to take it off. Quarterback, bootleg to the right side. Takes it past the 30-yard line. Diving forward for the first down marker. And that is the 40-year-old Josh McCown, who picks up enough for the first down. A gain of 10.5 on a first and 10 rush. A quarterback keeper on the quarterback option down the right side. And picks up the first down. First and 10. Yeah, there's an injured player for the Seahawks now down. These injuries piling up in this game. So injured player for the Seahawks is down on the field right now as we're going to go right back to commercial break. What happened to Carson Wentz is that he suffered a concussion on the second drive, I believe, of the game for Philadelphia. And that's after he jogged off to the fields. We didn't notice that until he went off to the field. He was sacked. He went down, and he suffered a concussion when he went down on the turf or on the grass at Lincoln Financial. Will I join Vape Nation? No, I will not. I will not join Vape Nation. Hey, welcome Danielle. Thanks so much for stopping by. Danielle says 60-38 Eagles. Wow. That is more like a basketball score there with a good defensive game by the team who scored 60 and allowed 38. What's I going to do? Oh, Carson Wentz. Let's see if there's any reports about that. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to look up right now, so if there's any reports about Carson Wentz here, welcome on the channel here, Bradley. Let's see if there's anything trending on Twitter. There's not much that I can find about Carson Wentz. NBC never even reported his status yet. Okay, so this is according to... Let's see the source before I get it up right now. Okay, so this is according to a Philadelphia sports reporter that states that Carson Wentz is questionable to return. That's 29 minutes ago that she stated that Carson Wentz is questionable to return. That's the only source that I have found so far, so they haven't ruled him out officially in this game at the moment with Carson Wentz. Yep, so ESPN, 16 minutes ago as well. Questionable to return with a head injury. He went down to being, went underneath the tunnel to be evaluated for the concussion. So that's what we have right now. We have questionable. 4:35 left to go in the second quarter. 1st and 10 coming up for the Eagles, as they have it at the Seattle 26-yard line. They go from the ace formation. They take the snap. McCown play action. Back to pass. McCown stepping up in the pocket. McCown rolling out to his left. Airs this one out down the left sideline and just overthrows that one out of bounds to the 10-yard line, way into towards the crowd area. 2nd and 10. Stops the clock with 4:19 remaining. So yeah, Vaughn putting out he won't join Gang Nation, that is for sure. Yep, you don't want to be a part of gangs there, Vaughn. That promotes violence, and that is really bad there. Stay away from that type of stuff. And yep, vaping is bad too. They banned it. People got killed from vaping, things like that. 2nd and 10. They're going to go hand it off, cuts towards the left side. They take it, and a loss of 1 by Boston Scott on the rush. So it's going to be 3rd and 11 here for Philly. Vaughn putting out, if he gets arrested, then his parents won't let him in the house anymore. Yeah, I wouldn't blame your parents. That's for sure. I think if you get arrested, you're going to have to figure it out with your life. You don't want to get arrested. That is never a goal that you want to have in mind. 3rd and 11 for the Eagles, as they have it at the 27-yard line of Seattle territory. McCown from the gun takes the snap, screens it over left side of Boston Scott at the 30. Boston Scott just gets rammed into. Seattle coming up with a big open field tackle right there. That was Bobby Wagner putting Boston Scott down to the ground for like a loss of 2 and taking him back around the 29. So just they went backwards. They went backwards to where they started out the drive, and now it's going to be 4th and 13. 46-yard field goal attempt. Jake Elliott from the left hash with 3 minutes left to go before halftime. The Eagles on the field goal. The snap. Here's the hold. This kick by Elliott. This one is up. This one looks good. It goes through the uprights. It's good. It ties it up at 3. 3-3 the score. Philly on the board with 2:53 left to go. Field goal. Field goal fest in this one. Defense. This first half's just going by pretty fast. First half's pretty much whipping right by. Also, I'm live over on Sportscaster. If anybody would like to join me over on Sportscaster, feel free. Just put in that link here on the channel. But wow, this first half going straight by pretty fast. 2:53 left to go before halftime. Ugh. So Elliott will kick this ball away. Tyler Lockett back to return. The kick return here. As Elliott boots it away with 2:53 left to go in this game before halftime. Lockett back to return. He takes it past the 5 to the 10, up the middle here to the 15, and a big special teams tackle for the Eagles. Coming up right there at the 17-yard line as they take him down. Birds versus the Birds in postseason history. The Cardinals, the Falcons, the Seahawks, the Eagles. The home team has a 10-0 record, according to NBC right here with this graphic. When the Birds take on the Birds in NFL postseason history. So according to that graphic, the home team has a 10-0 record. Wow. 1st and 10. Seattle from the gun. One lined up to the left side, 3 to the right. Takes the snap here. They snap this one and pass it short to the left side, complete to DK Metcalf for about a gain of 3 for the Seahawks. Seems like Philadelphia's just been possessing the football for a whole lot. Yeah, that last drive seemed like it was long, but Philadelphia actually has less time possessing the ball than Seattle right now. 2nd and 6, 2:20 left to go in the second half. Seattle with the football from their own 23. They hand it off up the middle here on a rush by Travis Homer. He gains around a gain of 1. Takes it to the 23. So, big 3rd and 5 coming up for the Seahawks. As we have reached the 2-minute warning. Left to go in the second quarter. And both of these teams are 2 for 6 on 3rd down efficiency. So, yeah, right now, back on the commercial break, we'll get right back to action with a big 3rd and 5 coming up right after these commercial messages for the Seahawks with the football. Let's see here, back on the chat, Vaughn putting out here, should he get rid of his gym class because of bad people? Well, if you need that gym class for credits to graduate, I would say not to remove it when you're in the middle of a semester there and need that for credits. But if you already took your gym classes and you just signed up for it for additional credits but can take other credits to that you don't have a phys ed requirement, and if you already fulfilled the phys ed requirement and don't need the gym class, just move over to another class and just use that to do like extra credits or so that it can be a help out. Okay, so right now at a commercial break. Or maybe there's something that you can switch your English class with your gym class, Vaughn. Maybe you can switch those two classes if there's a good teacher with an English class where your gym class has for a period. You can switch that class if the gym class has an additional gym class when you have that strict teacher for English class. You can just swap those two. Hey, welcome in Behind the Arc fan. Thanks so much. Congrats on the 200 subs on the channel. I appreciate it, man. Thanks so much for stopping by. So, yeah, right now we're just at a commercial break. 2 minutes left to go in the second quarter. And then this is the last football game this weekend. I think the next one's probably next Saturday. The focus for me more is the basketball channel, though, since basketball happens more frequently. I should be back on Tuesday for some college basketball for you guys. There's a couple really good matchups. I think Wednesday there's an NBA game. I think I'm going to have the Celtics probably towards late January. I think that's the next time they take on national television. I think that's going to be later in the month, though. Hopefully Zion Williamson is back for that Pelicans matchup, because they take him on. That game's on ESPN. All the other ones are on like local TV, but the national TV one, I think that's the 26th of January. I hope to stream that game for you guys, the next Celtics one. And then the Celtics going into February. They got a good amount of national TV games over on ABC. The game against Houston, I think on a Saturday night at 8:30. Where I am, so I do plan to do that game as well. Like the ABC ones that happen during the nighttime for the Celtics on Saturday night. 3rd and 4 coming up. Seattle takes the snap from the pocket here. They pass across the middle. That pass complete 30 to the 35, 40 running here to the 45 out of bounds around the 50-yard line. Oh, DK Metcalf gets chopped up at the right sideline, but able to get right back to his feet right there, and he picks up a huge catch for the first down. 1st and 10 Seahawks with 1:52 left to go before halftime. That's the big playability they needed. Right across the field on the crosser by DK Metcalf. Just big-time separation. That was like 3 or 4 yards of separation from the nearest defender. Wilson takes a snap. He's going to run for it. Takes it past midfield and slides to the 47. We do have a flag down. We'll take a look at the penalty flag. Bradley putting out here, Wentz's wife has been escorted to the Eagles locker area. Wentz was removed from the medical tent to locker for further concussion testing. Or raised the level concern. It's a medical decision. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Thanks so much for the update. Holy smokes. Let's see here. I'm going to take a look at Twitter about that. Wow. Seahawks have the football, 1st and 10 at the Philadelphia 43-yard line. 1:47 left to go before halftime. They take the snap from the pocket. Wilson airs this one out deep down left sideline and just overshoots his intended wide receiver. It's incomplete, intended for Tyler Lockett. So that's not good. Yeah. So everybody tweeting about this. So that is true there. There's been reports about Wilson takes the snap, going to air out the bomb down the right sideline. That one's out of bounds, though, intended for David Moore at the goal line. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. 1:36 left to go. Third and 10 now on the fields. Seahawks go from the shotgun formation. 3 lined up to the left side. 1 to the right. And in the backfield's Ronald Turbin, the running back. He's the former Colt as a timeout's taken by Pete Carroll with 1:36. All right, so currently on the stoppage in time here, 1:36 after the timeout. Third and 10 coming up. Yeah, that is bad for the Eagles. And Bradley putting out, yes, Jason Garrett's also, he is done from the Dallas Cowboys. He is no longer the head coach for the Dallas Cowboys as they continue for a head coaching search there. Big 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10 now for Seattle with the football. They got in Philadelphia territory at the Philly 43. Wilson takes a snap, flush back, passes across the middle. That ball caught. Able to separate here down the right sideline. 45 to the 35, past the 25 to the 20 to the 15, and dragged down inside the 10-yard line, inside the 5 around the 4-yard line. What a catch coming back to the football by David Moore. He had somebody for Philadelphia who was about to bring him down, and he was able to break the tackle, coming back to the football and got the first down and turned it after the yards after the catch for a massive gain. David Moore in a crossing route just comes back to the football. 34 for the Eagles, just tried to dive out on him and missed him. Wow. Yeah, Vaughn putting here in the chat, he doesn't want to get arrested because he wants to watch a lot of North Carolina football next season. I don't blame you, dude. You got a lot to live for, man. You got a lot to live for. You got a lot to live for the bowl games next year, to see what the new sponsors will be. The Cheez-It Bowl might be back next year, and you might see me eat Cheez-Its once again next year while watching the Cheez-It Bowl, but the teams will most likely be different. They won't be Washington State versus Air Force. 1st and goal now for the Seahawks, with an incredible catch coming back to the football by David Moore. 1st and goal at the Philly 5. Seattle with the football. 1 in motion to the left in the backfield's Homer. Play action here. Wilson passes right side underneath. Incomplete. Intended for Tyler Lockett. Stops the clock with 1:14. So this is where every single play call matters at this stage of the game right now. 1:14 left to go. 2nd and goal coming up. Seattle goes from the gun. Wilson lined up to the right side's Homer. We got flags going everywhere. So looks like a false start by Seattle. And it is. 5-yard penalty by the Seahawks. So it'll back them up 5 yards. Jacob Hollister, the tight end, the guilty party on the penalty. 1:14 left to go before halftime. Wilson and the Seahawks at the 10-yard line of Philadelphia. Wilson from the gun. Homer lines up as a running back to the right side. 2 to the left. Takes the snap. Back to pass. Wilson across the middle. Crosser. Off the fingertips. It's incomplete for DK Metcalf. Metcalf wanted a flag, and they got one. There's a flag very late being thrown. We'll take a look to see what this is about. Here's the penalty call. Personal foul, roughing the passer by Philadelphia. Penalty on Philly. Automatic first down. Derek Barnett commits the penalty for Philadelphia, and Seattle with a whole new set of downs. .111 left to go. Wilson hands it off up the middle here. Lynch going close to the end zone. Second effort, bouncing off a man and diving forward, and Marshawn Lynch is in for 6. Coming straight out of retirement where he could help the team once again. They were low on running backs, and beast mode takes it into the end zone. 9 plays, 82 yards, a minute and 47 off the clock. And the score by number 24, Seattle, for Marshawn Lynch. Welcome back to the NFL with a big score here in the wild card rounds. Big run. That's how you work on yards after the contact. Bouncing off a tackler and getting an extra yard to dive across the goal line. Beast mode is back. Here comes on the extra point. Jason Myers from the left hash. He gets the snap. The hold. This one is up. This one looking good. It's straight through. Touchdown lead now. Seahawks lead 10-3 with 1:06 left to go before halftime here. Marshawn Lynch taking a shot right in the chest. They're able to continue to gain that leverage straight into the end zone for the 6 points. So Philadelphia here will get the kick return in just a moment. 1:06 left to go before halftime. First downs by the Seahawks, as they have 229 yards total compared to only 86 by the Eagles today. This ball gets kicked off. Philadelphia will let it go to the back of the end zone with 1:06 left to go before half. Alright, so 1st and 10, 1:06. Somebody just jumped off sides as well, so we got penalty flags down, so that's a Seattle penalty. And it'll be a neutral zone infraction on the defense by Seattle. Jadeveon Clowney with a penalty, and it's going to be 1st and 5 coming up for Philadelphia. Vaughn puts, if he is arrested, because those stupid people can't watch UNC football anymore, no watching Sam Howell next season. Yep. So do not get arrested. That's a pass across the middle. They get it. First down. First down gain of 6 over to Dallas Goedert. Under a minute left to go before halftime. First and 10, 45 seconds left to go before half. And we got flags going down here on this play as well. That's a penalty by the offense. False start by the offense. For Jason Peters and the Eagles, he was the one to commit the penalty. First and 15, 34 seconds left to go before halftime. And this clock will run now, under 30 seconds. Philadelphia at their own 29-yard line with the football here. McCown takes the snap. Low snap, gets it though. McCown steps up in the pocket. Rolls out to his left now for the 40-year-old. Passes downfield, and that one out of bounds to the left sideline. Incomplete. Stops the clock with 16 left. Second and 15 now onto the fields. 16 seconds left to go before halftime. They go from the gun now for Philadelphia. Takes the snap. Back to pass. Flushed out. Stepping up. And McCown gets sacked. Drop back at the 27-yard line. And they'll end it at halftime. Oh, no. That's not good. That's Miles Sanders for the Eagles down. Miles Sanders is down on the ground during the last play. And it looks like a lower body injury, like the left thigh area to Miles Sanders. Eagles will receive the second half kickoff, so I'll leave the football graphic as it is. That's not good, though. That is Miles Sanders, the lead back in the backfields. And he is hurt on the ground, and then NBC just cut to halftime. So I don't know the extent of the injuries. But, yeah, right now we're just on commercial break, everybody. Thank you guys so much for stopping by over on the channel today, as I call play-by-play a football channel, football action here on Final Yard Football over on YouTube. We're also live over on Sportscaster as well. Feel free to join me over on Sportscaster for the play-by-play. I appreciate everybody for stopping by today. So yeah, right now we're just at halftime. We'll get back for the second half in a little bit. Quarterback comparison here. Josh McCown, 6 for 9 passing, only 27 yards. They have 30 yards total for the Eagles in the first half. It was all about defense in that first half. Russell Wilson, 12 for 21, 181 passing yards through the air by Russell Wilson. And the rushing game hasn't been that great, though, for Seattle. 24 yards by Wilson, the leading ball carrier. Travis Homer, 7 carries for only 13. That is it. Averaging just shy of 2 yards per carry at halftime. Marshawn Lynch with a touchdown run, though. 4 carries for 11, but did hit one and get one into the end zone there for 6. Miles Sanders, the leading ball carrier for Philadelphia. Not a good sign to see him go down during the last play before halftime. What seemed to be like a left thigh injury for Miles Sanders. He's got 7 carries for 39 yards. Boston Scott, 3 rushes for 11. Receivers in this game. The leading receiver, 5 catches for 71 yards by DK Metcalf for the Seahawks. 4 catches for 62 by Tyler Lockett. David Moore with a catch of 38 yards for the Seahawks. And the best catcher here, passing-wise, for Philadelphia is Dallas Goedert. He's got 3 catches for 28 yards so far. No turnovers in this game today, so 0 turnovers right now. It's been a low-scoring affair, though. A different type of game to watch out on the field right now, as currently we're just on this commercial break. So yeah, right now we're just on this commercial break. We'll head right back over here in just a matter of moments, everybody, as we are on the Sports Dish on Sportscaster, calling play-by-play, also on Final Yard Football as well over on YouTube right now. Yeah, so Vaughn putting out in the chat, there is no TV in jail. I'm not sure if because of course I've never been, and I probably don't want to know, but I feel like there is actually TV, but you can get like limited channels. I bet you can only get 1 or 2 channels in jail. Let me see for that, Vaughn. I'll see what the answer to that is. My next college basketball stream, I think it's going to be on Tuesday night. Will be my next college basketball stream. I'll have to see what is on. I believe Ohio State takes on Maryland, though, at 7 o'clock. So I'm thinking about doing that game. I might even do a game at 9 o'clock, too. So that's when I do plan to do my next college basketball stream for you guys. I think Tuesday and Thursday, I should be doing college basketball. I usually do the NBA on Wednesdays and Fridays. Okay, yeah, so, yeah, Miles Sanders is injured. I'm just going to take a look, see what the extent of that injury is, too. Man, the Eagles just can't catch a break. Miles Sanders gets hurt on the very last play from scrimmage. That's not good. Who is this? Okay, this is a NBC Sports Philadelphia reporter. His name is John Clark. He tweets out 3 minutes ago. Quote here by John Clark, quote, Miles Sanders went down at the end of the first half, but walked off the field favoring one of his legs. Close quote right there. That is not good. It's not good when that's your main ball carrier for Philadelphia. That's too bad. That has been the season for Philly. So yeah, I'm trying to see if there's anything for Vaughn about the TV in prison or anything that he was talking about earlier. We're on commercial break right now. I found an article by BBC, but I'm pretty sure that's talking about like the stuff they have out in England with the correctional facilities out there. Okay, so this is if I don't know what it is out in the US, but they found an article from BBC.com for what they do out in the UK as far as the TV access to inmates here, Vaughn, is that some of the inmates were given access to digital channels that are free, and according to this BBC article, they had 9 free channels back in, I think it was like the 2010s here, according to this article, and those channels were BBC 1, BBC 2, ITV 1, Channel 4, Channel 5, whatever those are, ITV 3, Viva, a music channel, and Film 4, and those were the channels that they used there. I'm sure that it's probably like, for the US, I bet that they have, and it's probably like 3 or 4 channels that you're able to get. It's probably something like CBS, NBC, Fox, and ABC, and that's probably it for the channels. Because I remember there was one time I saw an article posted on the internet, and it was titled, "Did Aaron Hernandez watch the Patriots win the Super Bowl from his jail cell?" Somebody actually posted an article about that. It's like, who cares? It's like, why? But yeah, right now we're just on this commercial break. We'll be back here in around probably like less than 10 minutes from now. Calling play-by-play once again as we're at halftime. Philadelphia will get the second half kickoff. 10-3 is the score here. I do plan to be back on the basketball channel for you guys on Tuesday. We got some college basketball games. Let's see here. I'm going to bring up the games of what we got. Yeah, probably most likely no ESPN in jail because that's a cable service that you have to pay for. So I don't think you'd be getting ESPN in jail there, Vaughn. It's probably just the 4 local channels, which means you cannot watch sports during the weekdays. Unless it's the Olympics or like the NBA Finals they have. Okay, so let's see here. College basketball for the upcoming schedule. Tomorrow there's not really anything. I'm going to take a day off from streaming because there are 0 games going on tomorrow. And I think the NBA is not on national TV either tomorrow. So I can't get any of those games. Yeah, Vegas Vic's pointing out, it's so crazy how Breeze and Brady got both knocked out by the 6th seed. Yeah, man. I didn't think that they would have a chance to win. I was shocked that Minnesota came in and won the game today. Honestly stunned. Let's see here. NBA Wednesday night. Oh, that's going to be a good one. Dallas versus Denver. Yeah, so NBA on Wednesday night. It looks like it's Dallas versus Denver this week on ESPN. So that's going to be the game I cover at 7:30 on Wednesday, January 8th. Friday, January 10th is the Pelicans versus the Knicks. Now, I'm just going to check here. Any info about Zion Williamson? If Zion can return for that game, if Zion does return to that game, I really would like to do that. I don't think that he's going to be playing, though. He was supposed to be back around Christmas time, but not yet. But what's that injury status? I feel like they're going to get him back on the team probably towards late January. But 3 days ago, Zion Williamson completed his first full practice since his knee injury. So that's encouraging. But he needs to keep on logging in some more full practices and practice with contact before he gets back out there. It's probably not going to happen this week, that's for sure. But at the end of the month, where they take on the Celtics on the 26th, that game's on national TV. I hope that he is back, actually, by that time, because I would really like to cover that game. That would be a good one to really cover. So let's see here. NBA on Friday. Pelicans versus the Knicks at 7:15. I might do that. The thing is that the Lakers-Dallas, that's the better game. That's a really late game, though, at 9:45. That's the only thing. That's late for me, though, and that's what they put on ESPN. I don't know why they didn't put on Miami versus Brooklyn, though, and I don't think college has anything good on Friday night that I'm able to access. They usually have, like, a Fox Sports 1 game, but they don't have that channel. Yeah, Providence is on Fox Sports 1, but they can't get it. And ESPN 2 has, like, a, what is that, Northern Kentucky against Illinois Chicago. Wow. Let's see here. Just going to go over to the... Yeah, that's a good game. So, yeah, I'm eyeballing for Tuesday. Tuesday, I'm thinking about planning on doing this game. Ohio State versus Maryland on ESPN for the early game. That would be Louisville against Miami. That game's on at 7. Both of those games. But Miami isn't ranked. Miami's a bad basketball program. So I would take Maryland, Ohio State over that matchup for the first game. And if I was able to do a later game after that, the 9 p.m., that would be... Oh, man, that would be tight. Baylor, Texas Tech, or Kentucky versus Georgia. I'm going to have to take a look at the standings tomorrow and see if Georgia gets ranked and take a look at both of those teams because those are 2 quality games. Now, let's see here. Let's bring up Georgia. They have a top 5 lottery pick in Anthony Edwards for college basketball. They have a record of 10-3. They've won 4 in a row. So, I'll see what I will definitely see what I can call, but it's going to be interesting. Hey, what is good, Gavin? Thanks so much for stopping by over here on Sportscaster. I appreciate it, man. We're going to get ready for the third quarter, everybody, in just a moment. Philadelphia will receive the second half kickoff. 10-3, Eagles, with all the injuries, yet they're still alive in this game tonight. Let's see our college basketball scoreboard for Thursday. It's a couple interesting matchups. Memphis, Wichita State at 7 p.m. 9 p.m. as a good one. I should be streaming that game. Oregon against Arizona at 9 p.m. as well. So that ball gets kicked off to the back of the end zone out of play, and the Eagles will take it out starting from their own 25-yard line. So we're back out here on the third quarter. If you guys are new to the YouTube channel, make sure to hit the like down below, hit the subscribe button. Also, thanks so much everybody for stopping by today for a double stream play-by-play. Basically, we had basketball earlier on today, and now we got football. Vaughn does not have NBCSN and Ceres. Oh, so you can't get any of the hockey games. Wow. I know they have NASCAR, too. They put NASCAR in NBCSN quite a bit, especially the second half of the year. So here we have it. First play of the third quarter. Eagles with a football from the shotgun. They take the snap. Back to pass here in the pocket. Release across the middle. Open. 45 to the 50 down the right sidelines. Arts to the 45 and out of bounds to the 43-yard line with massive separation on a crosser right there to start out the first play from scrimmage in the second half. It goes for a great gain. All the way for a gain right there of 32 yards in the pickup in the first down. On the play by Zach Arch, just completely alone across the field. First and 10, 14:30 left to go in the third quarter. Philly with the football now at the Seattle 43. They take the snap. Handoff left. Jet sweep here to Greg Ward Jr. Gets chopped up at the 40, gain of 3 in the rush. And they'll bring up now a 2nd and 7. Second and 7, and doesn't look good with Carson Wentz returning in this game. I know I checked earlier, he was questionable. And it doesn't look good since his wife went down to the locker room. Doesn't look likely at this point. 2nd and 7 now. 3 wide to the right. Okay, so Carson Wentz is officially out. Thanks so much for the update. I appreciate that, Bradley. That ball, they take the home run shot down the field, and we got a penalty here. We're going to take a look at the penalty. Looks like pass interference by Seattle, though. Trey Flowers in coverage. Greg Ward Jr. was the intended receiver down the right sideline on a deep pass inside the 15, and that will be a pass interference by Seattle. So first down by Philadelphia. Trey Flowers commits the penalty through the first minute and a half of the second half here. Yeah, lots of contact. So Vaughn could get ESPN in his new house. Well, that's great, dude. HB toss left side here over to Boston Scott. Past the 20 to the 15 down left sideline. 10 going to about the 5-yard line, and he goes out of bounds for the first down. Boston Scott. 16-yard rush. Boston Scott was the lone reason why the Eagles beat the Giants back on Monday Night Football back in December. What a block here. Taking a look. Wow. Some blocks up front, definitely. Dallas Goedert paving the way for a gigantic hole on that block to Boston Scott. So gain of 16 now to at the 5-yard line. Philly at the Seattle 5 with 13 minutes left to go in the third quarter. They go from the ace formation. They go Boston Scott in the backfield. Miles Sanders, who got hurt on the last play before halftime, has yet to return to the field, and that is a penalty by Philadelphia. Delay a game. 5-yard penalty. That's a killer. Yeah, man. Carson Wentz just, whenever it comes to the playoffs, he just can't stay healthy. It's unfortunate. It's just so unfortunate. Philadelphia can tie up this game, by the way. Somehow, some way with a 1st and goal. 1st and goal at the 10 now. Scott in the backfield. They take the snap. Going back to their left. They pass it left side over to Dallas Goedert. Gets chopped up for about a gain of 2. To the 8-yard line. Goedert took a big shot on that catch. He gets up, but that did not look good. It was an awkward landing by Goedert. Second and goal as we approach 12 minutes left to go in the third quarter. McCown from the gun. Miles Sanders back into the game. So Sanders, who got injured right before. Oh, McCown takes the snap. He drops it. McCown's going to have to run it himself up the middle. It takes it to about the 6. Quarterback design keeper. That was not what he was expecting as he dropped the snap and he had to make the best of it. And he took it for a gain of 2 up the middle. So third and goal now from the 6-yard line of Seattle territory. Miles Sanders is into the game. So that's a good sign for the Eagles. Arcega Whiteside lining up to the right side of the screen. They take the snap. McCown in the pocket. Pump fake. Flushed out to the left here. McCown steps up and McCown just gets sacked. Taken back all the way at the 9-yard line with a big sack right there by the Seahawks by KJ Wright. It's going to bring up a 4th and goal as we approach 11 minutes left to go in the third quarter. KJ Wright coming up with a big sack for the Seahawks. Just ripping down Josh McCown. 4th and goal. Jake Elliott coming on. 26-yard field goal from the left hash. Here's a snap to hold. This kick is up, and that kick is good. Puts this one to a 4-point game. 10-6 now to score. 10:36 left to go in the third quarter. As we are live on Final Yard Football on YouTube. We're also live over on Sportscaster as well, calling play-by-play right now as we welcome you guys in here. So, currently just on this commercial break. We'll be back right after these messages. Miles Sanders back into the game. That's a positive for the Eagles. Josh McCown, 8 for 11. 61 passing yards by McCown. His numbers aren't that bad for his first time taking snaps in quite a bit of time. Yeah, so coming in during January, there's the start of the Saturday night basketball games over on ABC that I should be doing. I'll be doing a couple of those throughout the season. I plan to do some of these. Houston against LA is the first one. It appears to be on Saturday, January 18th. That's the first game of the Saturday night. Let's take a look at that ABC schedule to see what I might cover during the basketball channel. Philadelphia against LA the following week. Yeah, I bet the Lakers have a bunch of these games over on ABC. February 1st, oh, it's the Celtics. Celtics-Philly at 8:30. That's going to be a great battle between those two teams on February 1st. February 8th, we got Lakers. Lakers are on constantly. 3 games in the primetime Saturday. The one on the 15th of Saturday, there's no game because of All-Star Weekend. And February 22nd, Milwaukee against Philly. That's going to be a huge battle on a Saturday night. Saturday the 29th of February, that's the Celtics against Houston. That's going to be one hell of a game, I bet you. James Harden, Clint Capella, the Houston Rockets versus Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Kemba Walker, the Boston Celtics. That's going to be one game to watch out for. 8:30 on February 29th on ABC. The Saturday night game of the week. And then the following Saturday is when a lot of the stuff gets put in place as far as like conference tournament stuff, late season for qualifications for March Madness and things like that. And then Selection Sunday happens to be on the 15th of March. And then Saturday, March 21st, it's basically all basketball that day. Do I watch Sportsnet? I do not watch Sportsnet. I've heard of them before, but I actually do not watch Sportsnet. I'm sure that Vaughn watches a lot of international sports stuff there, like Australian television. As we're back to action, 10:30 left to go in the third. They return it a yard deep from their own end zone. Tyler Lockett gets tackled at his own 19-yard line. So Seahawks now with the football. They'll start out from their own 19. First and 10, 10:32 remaining, left to go in the third quarter. Seattle with the ball and Wilson play action. Bootleg to his left, passes underneath to Hollister. Pass to 20 down the left sideline, 25 out of bounds. Around the 26-yard line. Pick up about 8, so it's going to bring up a 2nd and 2 here. We're going to approach that 10-minute mark left to go in the third quarter in the stream right now. Seattle with the football. They have it just shy of the 30. Wilson, play action. Rolling out to his right. That pass intended for Hollister. He gets knocked down. It's incomplete right at his knees. The pressure coming up on Russell Wilson. And now it's going to bring up a 3rd and 1 with 9:57 left to go in the third quarter. Third and 1. Lynch in the backfield and a big 3rd and 1 as this play clock goes down to 1 second and Seattle will have to take a timeout. So, early timeout, so you have to remember that with 9:57 left to go in the third quarter and Seattle takes their first timeout of the second half. Most postseason games by active head coach and quarterback duos were Sean Payton, Drew Brees, with 15 of those, with Tomlin and Roethlisberger 15, Tom Brady and Bill Belichick over 40, and Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll right now in 4th place with 14. 3rd and 1. Big 3rd down coming up on the field with 9:57 left to go in the third quarter. So 3rd and 1, they take this now. Wilson, bootleg over to the right, passes underneath, got it to Lynch down the right sideline to the 30, 35, 40, 45 out of bounds. Are in the 46-yard line. He picks up the first down on a gain of 17 on the reception out in the flat all alone. Good play call right there to pick up the first down. First and 10, 9:30 left to go in the third quarter. Seahawks with the football. 3 wide to left. Tosses over to the left side here to Homer. Homer down the left sideline. And he gets ridden out of bounds. That's going to be not late. They're not going to say late tackle, I guess. Avonte Maddox coming in way late to tear him down. Out of bounds, but no flag. 9:24 left to go in the third. 2nd down and long coming up here for Seattle. Vaughn putting out, do you think that his crush watches ESPN? I would say probably not. I don't think that girls are into ESPN as much as guys are. So I would probably say no. 2nd down and long here for the Seahawks. 2nd and 11. They have it just shy midfield at their own 47. 2 wide to the left. 1 in motion here to the right. That's Lockett. Wilson takes the snap in the pocket. Wilson airs this one out deep down the middle. All alone behind the defense. Oh, he's going close to the end zone. Metcalf diving across the pylon. Diving across the goal line, gets it in for 6 right there in a touchdown. What a pass. DK Metcalf and a bomb from Russell Wilson. Across the middle of the field. Metcalf stumbled down to the ground was able to regain his footing. Was he touched here? Oh, that's close. I would like to see that in slow motion to see if he was touched, if his knee was still on the ground. That would put it back to around the 8-yard line. He continued, powered his way to the end zone right there across the goal line, and he's over. It's a touchdown. 16-6, extra point coming on for Jason Myers from left hash. So snap the hole. This kick is up. This kick is good. On the point after, 17-16 now the score. This is not looking good for Philly. I mean, 17-6 the score. Yeah, 17-6 the score. Seattle leads by 11. This is not looking good for Philly since they haven't been able to click anything going offensively right now. So Seahawks looking in control. They're up by 2 scores at the moment. Yeah, Vegas Vic's pointing out Patriots should add LeGarrette Blount to the running back group this offseason. That would be helpful there, because they don't have that big, like, bulldozing type running back in short yardage situations that they could have gotten instead of, Patriots could have advanced yesterday if it wasn't for the run by Burkhead. That Burkhead didn't have any leverage or anything. He was stopped at the 1-yard line. They had a first and goal inside the 3. And they didn't go nowhere. They had multiple chances there inside the 5-yard line on a drive with all the momentum to score. They settled for a field goal, and Burkhead was stopped just inches short of the end zone. That was a big stand there by Tennessee at the 1-yard line. As Burkhead was just stopped just shy. I mean, if LeGarrette Blount was running, he might have been able to be tougher to bring down. He's a bigger type of back right there. I remember a couple of years ago, he led the NFL in touchdown rushes. He would just hand it right up to him up the middle right there, and he would just run it in for 1 yard. DK Metcalf with a incredible play just moments ago. 17-6 the score. Yeah, draft a receiver in the 3rd rounds. Vegas Vic's pointing out there. I really do hope so in one of those rounds. I see a tight end. They need to get their hands in the tight end really early. Mock draft 2020. Do they draft Tua if he does fall down to the end of that 1st round for the Patriots? That could be a golden opportunity to take Tua, because they also need to take a look at Tom Brady's draft predecessor here. It could be in this draft with a good quarterback class. CJ O'Grady, one of the people being pointed out here on the fan side, from tight end from Arkansas. That's what they have, according to them. So this ball gets kicked off. 8:45 left to go in the 3rd quarter, as Philadelphia will let it go to the back of the end zone and out of play. So they'll start out their own 25-yard line. Let's see here. I just want to see mock draft 2020 NFL. Let's see what we got. I honestly have no clue, like what the NBA is gonna do. It feels like James Wiseman will be number 1, but this NBA class does not look strong at all. Like, coming in, these players from college. It's been a weak year. I feel like 2 of those top 5 draft picks could be players who didn't even play in college basketball. It's that type of year that's so weak for college basketball this season. Here's a rush up the middle. Now Miles Sanders only gain a 1, so it brings up a 2nd and 9 at the 26. Joe Burrow, of course, will go to the Cincinnati Bengals. DK Metcalf lifted weight to the age of 5. Wow. No wonder why. He's just turning into a superstar here. Now this one, fan-sided as Tua going to number 5 to the Dolphins. So that's what they have. And this is a recent article too. So they have Tua being drafted at number 5. I thought that his draft stock could fall down past 15. That's a pass right there across the middle, complete. The Dallas Goedert picks up the 1st down as he turns upfield for an additional 5 yards. Okay, so the age of 12, That's probably more like, I was going to say, age of 5. Whoa. Man. Jerry Jeudy should look like he's going to be a top 10 pick. A lot of these wide receivers from Alabama look so strong. Handoff up the middle here. Miles Sanders gains only 2 on the carry. He takes it to the 42-yard line of Philadelphia territory. Philly with the football as we're under 7:30 left to go in the third quarter. Second and 7. McCown from the shotgun formation. Sanders lines up to the left side. They take the snap, play action. Back to pass, launches left. Complete. Past the 50. Greg Ward Jr. at the 45-yard line. Forward progress stops him at the 44. Seattle territory and picks up the first down. Big catch right there to move the chains for the Eagles. Hey, welcome back, Jacob. Thanks so much for stopping by, man, over on the channel. I appreciate it. See here, taking a look at this mock draft, what they'll do in 2020. Ah, they only gave me 1 page. They only gave me 1 page, the first 16 teams. Yes, Justin Jefferson for LSU. Justin Jefferson is a beast, too, this year for LSU. First and 10, we get a penalty flag in the field. 6:36 left to go in the third quarter. False start committed by Philadelphia, so it's going to back them up 5 yards. See, I'm just taking a look at a couple of draft sites that they have going on. Of course, everything is unanimous. Joe Burrow and Chase Young, number 1 and number 2. Other than that, there's a lot of, like... It looks like Tua in this mock draft is going to fall to the Dolphins as well. So, yeah, they do need a quarterback for sure for Miami. First and 15. They have it at the 48-yard line of Seattle. Takes the snap, McCown in the pocket now, stepping up. McCown's going to run for it past the 45, sliding down around the 44. We have a late flag down. McCown was hit as he slid down. Was it's a Seattle penalty. We're going to take a look at the penalty flag. It's holding by the defense. So not on that hit was the penalty, but holding by Seattle, an automatic first down. Bradley McDougald in the secondary for the Seahawks committed the penalty. So 6 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Eagles down by 11. Man, all these mock drafts are pointing out to the Patriots that they're going to take somebody on the defensive line. Their main concern is tight end. First and 10. Shotgun formation now for the Eagles. They take the snap as they have it at the 39-yard line of Seattle. They go with a jet sweep, and Greg Ward Jr. swarmed up in the backfield and taken down for about a 5-yard loss. Loss of 5 right there on a jet sweep to the left side. Where will Jalen Hurts go? Vaughn is putting out here. I can probably picture him playing for the Buccaneers. So I'll say Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay would pick him up for Jalen Hurts. And yeah, that's a team right there. Vegas Vic's pointing out Steelers going for Jefferson in the draft. That is a team that needs to add to that wide receiving core of theirs. As second and 16, little pass underneath here to Boston Scott. Past the 35, down past the 30, gets the first down. And diving forward past the 25 out of bounds around the 23-yard line. And Philly with the first down as we're under about, 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Boston Scott was a game changer on Monday Night Football back in December against the Giants. You got to use him more. They're going to hand it off. Spin move, Sanders tries to get the right side of the edge. He does past the 20 to the 17-yard line and just shy of the first down marker. It's going to be a second down in about 1 or 2. Miles Sanders with a spin move should have been taken down for no gain in the backfield. Able to get around the right side of the defense and pick up about a gain of 9. So we got second down here. Philadelphia with the football as they have it at the 19-yard line. Toss over to Sanders. Left side here. Sanders takes it out of bounds. It's going to bring up about a 3rd and 3. 3rd down coming up here. As we approach under 4 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. Yeah, Henry Ruggs III in the draft. He's a really good just type of player. Like, versatility there is what's all about Henry Ruggs III from Alabama. He's a really good punt returner. Also good wide receivers. This is a handoff. Boston Scott just gets absolutely leveled at the line of scrimmage. The Seahawks with a massive tackle on Boston Scott. That was number 97 for Seattle. Poona Ford with a huge tackle on him. Yeah, that would be a great addition there to Arizona. A team that doesn't really have as much big play ability for the Cardinals offensively that they could get one. 38-yard field goal attempt. Left hash coming up. As we're under 3 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. The snap to hold this kick is up, and Elliott's kick is good. Into the net right there, 17-9. The Zach score that Seattle beat Philadelphia back in November, 17-9 with 2:49 left to go in the 3rd quarter. As right now we're on commercial break. We'll get right back into action right after these commercial messages. Let's see, NFL Draft 2020. Okay, oh, here we go. 5 hours ago, since they know about the Patriots' loss. This is pinpointing the Patriots' needs, according to the CBS Sports article. I just want to read what they have about the Patriots. Okay, so Patriots got draft picks. Yeah, so they get their first draft pick in the 1st round. Okay, they have none in the 2nd round, though. So they get their 1st round draft pick, none in the 2nd round. They got 1 in the 3rd rounds. As my Wi-Fi was going a little bit into the red area, but we're still good. Ravens drafting Grant Delpit in the draft there. What Vegas Vix's gut. Let's see. Yeah, LSU. Basically all these guys like LSU, Alabama's big draft fields for a lot of these players. That would be a boost to the secondary. See if Vaughn puts, if Bill Belichick leaves New England, should the Patriots hire Chris Ash to be their next head coach? Definitely not. Oof. Don't need that guy to be the next head coach there. Now CBS Sports puts the biggest off-season needs for the Patriots. Are they listing these in order? Because if so, this is totally false. Like, they don't know what they're writing about if they do so. Edge rusher. That's the biggest off-season need, is an edge rusher. Before anything else, if they listed that. And they put quarterback last. Do they really feel comfortable that much that they're with Jarrett Stidham as number 2? Are they that comfortable? Like, really? And then they put tight end number 4. That is number 1 priority. Tight end and receiver, giving Tom Brady some legitimate weapons, because it seems like Tom Brady didn't want to end his career on a pick 6. That it looks like he's determined to be back alongside Belichick next year. Of course, they're going to have a different type of defense, too, for the Patriots. They're not going to be paying all those players next year. They have the oldest team in the National Football League as far as median age. As this kick goes to the back of the end zone, we're back to action. Hey, welcome back in here, MTG. Welcome in, man. Yeah, dude. Why the Patriots had to lose to the Titans. That was so disappointing. Derrick Henry, yes. Derrick Henry, if he keeps it up, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. If he keeps that up. He is an absolute beast. He runs just so hard. He can just run you right over. He's just so good. But yeah, Patriots need to surround Tom Brady with some like legit really good weapons for next year. I'm sure that they're gonna pick up like a really good wide receiver in free agency. 1st and 10 coming up. Russell Wilson here from the shotgun formation as they start out from their own 25. Seahawks with a football. Wilson passes deep downfield, right sideline. Had him open. It's incomplete, intended for DK Metcalf. Just overshoot DK Metcalf. We have 2:45 left to go in the third. I'm going to post in my Sportscaster stream in here. Feel free, if anybody would like to, check me out over on Sportscaster right now, calling play-by-play of this game. Make sure to hit the like, the subscribe button if any of you guys are new here on the channel. Let's see, MTG posting out. He remembers when he breasted Michigan State in the 2015 college football playoffs. Yep, Derrick Henry is just complete monster rusher. And that is a false start by the Seahawks, so it goes back 5. When the schedule gets announced in April, if you take on the Tennessee Titans in the second part of the season, anything November or after, November or December when they pop up on the schedule, you got to be scared of that team with Derrick Henry and the Tennessee offense. That is a second year, like a second half of the year team there for the season. Derrick Henry puts up his best numbers after week 8, usually. Like, teams facing him, like, during early November to late December, they got to watch out next year. Because Derrick Henry is just an absolute monster on the ground. That rush up the middle on the HB draw, no gain. It's going to be a 3rd and long for the Seahawks. So 3rd and 15, the same exact score that finished off Seattle against Philadelphia back in November. 17-9 right now is the score. Wilson from the gun, 5 wide. On a 3rd and 15. Wilson takes the snap, back to pass. Flushed out to the right here. Wilson going to run past the 25 to the 30. Runs upfield, breaks a tackle. Gets the first down on the carry. Needed 15 and they got 17. Talk about extending the play. Russell Wilson rolling out to his right. Nothing there. Scrambled for a gain of 17. Broke a tackle and got the first down. What a play. What a play to get the first down. So Russell Wilson, the ability to extend the play, and he just did so. 1:20 left to go in the third. Hollister in motion to the right side. Wilson takes the snap and hands it off to Marshawn Lynch, and he gets completely crushed in the backfield. There was no blocking up front whatsoever there for the Seattle Seahawks as they went backwards for a loss of 4. Not Lynch's fault. The offensive line just completely collapses. Fletcher Cox just sailed right in front of his blocker. Took him down and just went in for the tackle on Marshawn Lynch. Just straight through the middle. Yeah. That is Ballore, number 44, the fullback. Nick Ballore, he forgot to block. Got to be a good fire hydrant. Can't be caught out of place there and miss out on Fletcher Cox, 2nd and 15. From the gun, they take the snap. Play action. Wilson going to step up, scramble up the middle here. He slides. Was that hit late? Looked like it could have been hitting the helmet area. No penalty flags flying in the last 30 seconds of the third quarter. Let's see here. Back to the chat. Yeah, Vegas Vic's pointing out Dorsett is gone. Yep, I can definitely see that. Sanu and probably he would say Burkhead also gone. Yeah. So it didn't really work out with Sanu. I would say give Sanu a second chance. I think Sanu was really just injured this year. I feel like he'd be performing better if he wasn't that hurt. So I'd say give Sanu a second chance. But I can definitely see Burkhead and Dorsett gone from the team. But if Sanu doesn't pan out like early in the season next year, just trade him again. If he has that trade stock, just trade him away again for Sanu. But I feel like he was playing like really hurt with that knee injury, and I feel like the Patriots, like a lot of those players, were playing hurt this year, and I feel like they covered it up like a good amount of times. Like I feel like it was more severe than what we were seeing, because they were just yesterday couldn't stop Derrick Henry at all, and then the receiving separation has been a problem, except for week 1 against Pittsburgh. I mean, the receivers had to be all banged up in my best guess, like, they were dealing with some big-time injuries. That's why they weren't able to get any separation out there. Vaughn posting here in the chat, do I spray racial slurs? No, I do not. You don't want to do that. That is called graffiti, and that is a crime to other people's property. You don't want to do that. People do that, like they spray stuff with spray paint on, like, school buildings, school building signs and stuff, or on stop signs or road signs. Yeah, you don't want to be that type of person. You'll go to jail for that. That's called vandalism. Should teachers be hitting students? That's a no. If they do, and there's security cameras in the school, well, that teacher could be put on administrative leave and never be able to teach a classroom ever again. They shouldn't be doing that. And there's always a second chance that would shine down and says, "Yep, second chance." I remember that song when I was, I think, back in middle school. I think it's like 7th or 8th grade. That was a popular song for mine. Shine down my second chance. But yeah, right now we're on commercial break. We just ended the third quarter. We're going to move on to the fourth quarter. 15 more minutes to decide a winner here in a wild card round today. Let's see here. Previewing the NFL schedule for next week. I'll bring that up right now. Man, cannot believe how fast this time just flew by with I felt like just the other day was the Hall of Fame game. That's how fast time flew by, but the schedule gets announced in April. I'll be back. I do plan to do a playoff game. I do plan to do the late night game, Baltimore, next week in their game against Tennessee. That's the one I do plan to do next week. I think I'm going to be out during the day on Saturday, and I might actually be out on Sunday too, depending on what the plans are once they get finalized. 15 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. 3rd and 10. Seattle takes the snap. In the pocket here, Wilson steps up, launches across the middle. Separation, big time, gets it first down at the 45 to the 43-yard line on the catch, and the first down by Seattle. Moves the chains on the first down catch here to start out the fourth quarter for the Seahawks. So let's see your playoff schedule next week. Vikings, the 6th seed, taking on the 49ers. In the playoffs, the number 1 seed, 4:35 p.m. Eastern time on NBC on Saturday, January 11th. 8:15 p.m. Eastern time, Tennessee versus Baltimore, the 6 versus 1, once again, play action. Wilson stepping up in the pocket. Wilson is going to slide here, and he takes it for about a gain of 2 on the slide, just shy of the 40. Houston taking on Kansas City, 3:05 p.m. on Sunday. That is on January 12th on CBS. So CBS covering the 8:15 game on Saturday, also covering the 3:05 game on Sunday, and Fox is covering the 6:40 game. Packers will take on the winner of this one. Packers, the number 2 seed from the NFC, will take on whoever wins the 5-4 battle going on right now. The game on NBC is the first one, Vikings versus 49ers on Saturday at 4:35. 2nd and 9, Wilson from the gun. He has it to Philadelphia, 42, takes a snap, handoff. Up the middle in the carry. That's a gain of about 1 to Travis Homer. And now it will bring up a 3rd and 8. Fast forwarding here to the conference championship games that will take place Sunday, January 19th, 3:05 p.m. on CBS. The AFC title game. 6:40 p.m. on Fox will be the NFC title game. And then the Super Bowl, that takes place on Sunday, February 2nd at 6:30 p.m. on Fox. Shotgun formation now for Seattle. They take the snap. Wilson. In the pocket, Wilson. He's going to get sacked here. Drop back, and it takes him on the field goal range at the 48. Malcolm Jenkins in there for the Eagles with 12:40 ticking down left to go in the fourth quarter. And also for Philadelphia, that was Nigel. Yeah, I think it was Graham, actually. Yeah, Graham coming in there. Yeah, Brandon Graham, number 55, was the one who got in on the sack also alongside Malcolm Jenkins. So that takes him out of field goal range. Seattle punts it away. Philadelphia back to return, and they call for a fair catch of their own 11 by Greg Ward Jr. So that is where the Eagles will have the football. They trail by 8 right now. So we're going to go on commercial break. 12-13 left to go remaining in this game. Let's see here. Vegas Vic's pointing out, what if Cowboys hire Greg Roman as head coach? Well, that would be an offense to watch out next year. That offense does have potential, since they do have a lot of pieces there offensively to put it together. That offense would be dangerous. Dak Prescott with Ezekiel Elliott and Amari Cooper. That would be such a dangerous offense. They have Greg Roman as their head coach next. Patrick putting out Seahawks looking like they're gonna win. Yeah, they are looking like right now that they are in charge of this game. Philadelphia just hasn't been able to get a whole lot offensively throughout the entire game today. Wow, I'm taking a look at the total yard comparison. 342 by the Seahawks compared to 194. That's at only 194 yards by the Eagles in this game. Philadelphia through the air, by the way. They have 98 yards total. 107 yards passing through the air. If you factor in those sacks, there would be 98 yards total by the quarterback. Josh McCown, 12 for 15 passing for only 104, and that is it. Whereas Russell Wilson lighting it up for 16 for 27, 282 passing yards, touchdown pass as well. And that deep bomb he threw to DK Metcalf for 53 yards. DK Metcalf, by far the leading receiver tonight, 6 catches for 124 receiving yards. He is an absolute beast, and what a pleasure it must be for Seattle to get DK Metcalf in the offseason here. The rookie wide receiver, they nailed it when coming to the rookie draft picks. They absolutely hit it on the nail with his pickup. Hey, welcome in Sam over on Sportscaster. Thanks so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. So, yeah, this looking like it's going to be the Seahawks game today. We still got a little bit of time left to go, as we got right now 12 minutes and 13 seconds left to go in this game. And Philadelphia will get the football back. They'll start out their own 12-yard line right after these commercial messages. Alright, so Philly with a football. They need to start getting some type of spark offensively. Watch out for number 35, Boston Scott. He could be the type of spark that they had late in that fourth quarter to get the Monday night victory against the Giants. Here's a run. Sanders, this time, right side, past the 20 to the 25. Down the right side and out of bounds, just shy of the 30 at the 29. Good pickup. Good pickup right there. That's a gain of 17 on the rush, with 12 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Great start on that run by Philadelphia. Sanders, 12 carries for 68. They did love to have him back, that is for sure, I bet you. They take the snap. McCown across the middle. He's got it. Separation, first down. Greg Ward Jr. on the crossing route at the 47-yard line. hauls in the pass, gets the first down, and that is a gain of 18. What are my thoughts about the Vikings upsetting the Saints? Yeah, I'm shocked there, too. I thought that the Saints would go to the Super Bowl. I am shocked. It's kind of ironic how Brady and Breeze both went down in the same weekend as against the number 6 seed. It's so weird. I am shocked that Minnesota came in today and got the victory. All the talk was about Kirk Cousins, how he couldn't win the big games. He gets his payday, but can't win against good teams. Well, today, he totally earned it. What a bomb down the field that he passed to Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen is back and healthy. That team might make it to the Super Bowl. If they keep it up like that with Adam Thielen, he is back, he is healthy, he is producing like that. Like, he was producing last year. He had his first 8 games of 2018. He had over 100 receiving yards during the 2018 regular season. And what a game. What a game there by Minnesota. Dalvin Cook is an absolute beast too. First and 10, 10-20 left to go in the fourth quarter. Philadelphia just completed a pass inside Seattle territory, now at the 42. They hand it off McCown up the middle here to Sanders. Sanders takes it to the 40. And that's Boston Scott. Boston Scott in the run takes it to the 40. We approach the 10-minute mark left to go in the fourth quarter. Philadelphia Eagles only down by 8 points. They would need a touchdown, a 2-point conversion to tie. Vaughn putting out, should a coach punch another coach from another team? No, you do not want that. That is a automatic suspension. I bet that coach gets removed from the team automatically anyway. You don't want that. I remember LeGarrette Blount in the season opener for Oregon when he played college football. He took on Boise State and he gave a Boise State player a sucker punch after the game, and LeGarrette Blount was suspended for like a good amount of that year. Miles Sanders with a catch bouncing off a tackler, and he is close to the first down mark on a gain of 8. He just bounced right off a player to soar to the first down marker. Yeah, me too, Vegas Fix. I do feel bad about Drew Brees. That's too bad. The Saints have had just the worst of luck. They are so good lately in the regular season, and then in the playoff times, they always just get killed by one just bad call on the field after another. It's too bad. And on paper, you take a look on paper, and you can clearly see that the Saints are like one of the best teams in the playoffs on paper, and then they get taken out. Ravens against Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Vaughn is putting here. That could be a possibility too. It's so wide open for the NFC. I think a lot of people do have Baltimore. Somebody today earlier on in the chat had posted Green Bay against Kansas City. That's a very bold prediction. I think that was Nola Pie in the chat earlier today. 9:20 left to go in the fourth quarter. I'm going to go 49ers Ravens again. That was one hell of a game in the rain that they took on each other back in the regular season. They're going to say 3rd and inches. Eagles quarterback sneak it. They get it for the first down. They take it to the 32. Vegas Vix puts Ravens versus 49ers or Ravens versus Vikings. That would be a cool Super Bowl for Ravens versus Vikings. Purple squad there in the Super Bowl. That would be so cool to watch. Josh McCown with a first down. 8:45 left to go in the fourth quarter. Eagles still with some signs of life. They have it at the Seattle 30. From the gun here by McCown. McCown takes the snap, hands it off, up the middle. On the carry to Sanders. Sanders no gain back at the 30. As it will bring up a 2nd down and 10. Yeah, so right now, currently on Sportscaster, feel free if anybody is new over to the channel, check me out on the Sportscaster channel. Also, I just provided a link down below in the chat. 2nd and 10, 8:15 remaining in the fourth quarter. Philly goes from the shotgun formation. McCown with Sanders lined up to the left side, takes the snap. McCown escapes the pressure, steps up, watch out, and McCown is sacked. Loses a yard on a sack from behind, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. The Skull versus the Flock. We got a big 3rd and 11 coming up for the Bird versus Bird game here. Eagles with the football. They have it just shy at the 31-yard line of the 30. They take the snap, and this play gets blown dead immediately with a flag thrown down. Let's take a look at the penalty flag. And it's going to be a false start by Philadelphia, so it backs up the Eagles 5 yards. 5-yard penalty, 7:23 left to go in the fourth quarter. The score is 17-9. That is the same exact final score that these two teams took on each other back in November. Vaughn putting in the chat, what happens if he punches a teacher? You don't want to do that, Vaughn, that's for sure. Hey, welcome back, Johnny C. Thanks so much for stopping by. He thinks that Kansas City is a fair match for Baltimore. Regardless of home field, he'd call it a toss-up theirs. They take the snap. In the pocket, releases across the middle, completed the 30, moving up to the 25-yard line, bouncing off a tackler, moving forwards Dallas Goedert to the 23-yard line with under 7 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Yeah, if Kansas City is able to produce and keep up with Baltimore, and Kansas City just totally different defensively now. The defense has been on fire. That is a good matchup there to watch out for. So I would say that game's actually going to be closer too. Kansas City is much improved for their defense, especially in the month of December. Big 4th down coming up with 6:30 left to go. Philadelphia will go for it. They have the football at their 24-yard line of Seattle. You take the snap, McCown underneath that pass. Dropped in the flat by Sanders. And they turn it over on downs. It's going well, Johnny C. Thanks so much, man, for stopping by. Vegas Vic's pointing out, if Tennessee actually beat the Ravens, he would be shocked. I think that could be fairly closer than what we expect there. So, Philly turns over the football. I still like Baltimore in that game on Saturday. Yeah, Juan Thornhill is out for this. Let's see here. I'm just going to take a look to see. Pretty sure it is he is, though. Let's see. Juan Thornhill injury. Yeah, ACL tear. So, yeah, he is out. That was last week. He had a torn ACL. Oof. So, yeah, right now, guys, we're just on this commercial break. Philadelphia just turned it over on down. Seahawks will get this football back. 6:21 left to go in the fourth quarter. Interesting thing to note, Philadelphia picking up the first downs. They have 18 total first downs, but yet nowhere close to the total yardage of Seattle in this game today. It's just been rough offensively for the Eagles to get anything going on with anything to click. Jacob pointing out, did you hear Tom Brady might not retire? Yeah, Tom Brady is determined to come back next year for the Patriots. He is determined to come back. And if Belichick and Brady come back together, watch out. Watch out. The Patriots, what a story it would be for the Patriots to bounce back and go to the Super Bowl next season. That would be an incredible story. They just need to surround Tom with legit weapons on the team there. To have some really good, reliable weapons. Hopefully, they're able to do that in the offseason. And once they get those weapons, and number one priority, though, needs to be tight end. To fix the tight end position. And they need just some good weapons there for reliability for the Patriots. Yeah, Juan Thornhill that secondary has really stepped up for Kansas City, and then he went down with an injury. Yeah, Johnny C putting out Tennessee won't beat the Ravens, but apparently this is a postseason for upsets. This has been like the year for upsets. This is crazy. Like everything that's gone down in sports. I do like Baltimore in that game, though, myself. I do like Baltimore to win the Super Bowl. Yeah, Vaughn, you should not punch the principal in the skull. That'll lead to you being removed from that skull. 1st and 10, 6:20 left to go in the fourth quarter. 17-9 to score. Russell Wilson now from the gun. He's got Homer lined up to the left side. Here's a handoff up the middle. They take it. And that's going to be a bobbled snap as Wilson actually bobbled it. Fell on the football for a loss of 2. So we approach 6 minutes left to go. That ball was snapped right at the chest. I don't even think Wilson was looking. Snapped way too early and just went off his body. Yeah, he didn't call for it to be snapped. That was unexpected by Wilson. Lost 2 as he fell down on the ground with the football. Yeah, tight end, receiver, and defensive back. Like, legitimate weapons for the Patriots. Like, big playability type receivers they will need. But a tight end is a huge, huge thing they need to fill. That pass off the play action going nowhere down the right sideline, out of bounds. It's incomplete. And it stops the clock with 5:39 remaining. Philadelphia trying to force a 3 and out. 3rd and 12 coming up. Yes, indeed. Johnny C putting out here, if Brady is healthy, 0 legit reasons for him to retire, play on another team. Few holes the Patriots need to fill are not a big deal in the offseason. If Brady and Belichick come back, team's going to be hard to stop. It's just boosting up the offense. The defense, the only problem is just stopping Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry was an absolute monster there. I do feel confident in the rushing game, though. I do feel confident in the rushing game. The offensive line was so much improved the last 4 games of the season for the Patriots. So, and they're going to get better. Once they get David Andrews back, once they get James Devlin back, they're going to be even better for their offensive line. So, it's good to build off of the last 4 games, what they accomplished. 4th and 5. Seattle will punt it away. 5 minutes remaining. Philadelphia has life here to get the football. They have it at the 30, and they call for a fair catch at the 31. So, this game not over yet. Eagles have it. If they can complete a drive and get the 2-point conversion, this game's all tied up at 17. Yeah, Patriots do need big, reliable target at tight end. A big red zone target. They need receivers that's able to separate. I feel like that's what they were trying to accomplish in the offseason with N'Keal Harry. To, like, replace, like, Gronk's production, because N'Keal Harry is, like, a taller type of receiver that goes up for contested passes. And I mean, N'Keal Harry had his moments with the Patriots. Like, he should have been in for the touchdown. That could have changed the entire landscape of this playoffs. If they had rolled the N'Keal Harry touchdown against Kansas City, they would have been able to win that game and get the first round bye. Because that was a great play by N'Keal Harry. Just able to get some yards after the catch. A great broken tackle that Harry was able to get. I really do like his future. I think when Brady comes back here, they just need to get, like, they need, like, a veteran type of wide receiver, too, in there to be part of the team. Somebody that can separate and come up and have, like, big playability for the Patriots. That's one of the things that they lacked this season, was big playability. But whenever they got it, it felt like James White was the one who always got it on, like, screen passes. That was the play that always worked out for the Patriots this year. Touchdown against Cincinnati with a screen. They started out with a big screen against Tennessee in the first quarter. So, yeah, right now we're just on commercial break. Philly will get the football back as we have 4:56 left to go in this game. And they'll start out their own 31-yard line. We're also live on Sportscaster, so feel free to check me out if any of you guys are new to join me over on Sportscaster. Johnny C putting out here, considering Brady's sweetheart career contracts, he could force the Pats to invest in offense via his new contract. Yes, I hope to see the Patriots to be back to their offensive-minded abilities there. What they have just been throughout the 2010s. With offense. Yeah, me too, man. I agree. It should have been Emmanuel Sanders over Mohamed Sanu. But that's what they took. They took Mohamed Sanu instead of Emmanuel Sanders. And now Sanders with the 49ers playing next weekend after their bye. So first play from scrimmage. They take the snap across the middle. That pass is too high. Intended for Zach Ertz off the top of his fingertips. It's incomplete. Stops the clock with 4:52 left to go in the fourth quarter. But, yeah, I hate how everything is about, like, the dynasty is dead with all that talk and everything. About the dynasty being dead. It's not dead. It's not dead. You still got Brady and Belichick. And if both of them still hold on and play another year, Tom wasn't all that bad this year. It's just the receiving core that was just around them. As this snap is taken by Philadelphia, the pass left side complete at the 45. Dallas Goedert gets it just shy of midfield at the 48. Ooh, Josh McCown hobbling off after that pass. As he took a shot, and he is limping a little bit, but he is back up at the huddle right now. We're going to have to monitor that. But yeah, the dynasty isn't dead. It still continues. As long as you got Brady and Belichick, your team is able to compete at the highest of levels there, which they have been able to do. Hey, welcome over on Sportscaster, John Smith. Thanks so much for stopping by here. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. They got it just shy midfield. They take the snap. McCown from the pocket. McCown stepping up, trying to avoid the rush. He does. McCown flushed out to the right. That pass, tight coverage over to Goddard, incomplete. Goddard wanted a flag. Looked like he was being interfered to all day, all long. Vegas Vic's pointing out, again, an undrafted edge rusher for the Patriots. And making no-name players good. Yes, that is a good quality there, Bill Belichick. I would like that player. I bet that Bill Belichick has an eye on him. That player from Navy against Army in the Navy Army game, the player from Navy that's the quarterback. I bet that he has his eye on him to convert him to a wide receiver. That player that was quarterback, because he had a monster game doing the triple option. The pass down the field on the left sideline. A deep ball gets deflected down, but there's pass interference all over the place, and this is going to be a huge penalty on Seattle. Philadelphia will have the football inside the Seattle 10-yard line. We got 3:56 left remaining. Yep, so the Patriots is out, so is Drew Brees. This has just been a weird wild card weekend. Two Hall of Fame quarterbacks going down on back-to-back days here over the weekend up against the 6th seed. It's just such a weird feeling. So indeed, good luck to Emmanuel Sanders and Jimmy G for the 49ers. I feel like it's going to be 49ers-Ravens in the Super Bowl. Yes, me too, Vegas Fix. I was hyped up big time for Dorsett. After the game against the Steelers, I thought that Dorsett would have big things going for him, and then that was his best game, and then his snap count just kept on going down and down and down. Eagles with a football now at the 12-yard line of Seattle. He avoids the rush here. Rolling out to the right side, McCown gets sacked. Drop back at the 16-yard line. So he gets sacked. Second down coming up with 3:40 left to go on the clock. Yes, you don't want to punch a GM. You also don't want to call a GM a cracker there, Vaughn. Gunner. Yep, I totally forgot about Gunner. Yeah, I can't wait for Gunner next year. What a good story. Division II defensive back converted into a punt returner for the team. I hope that Gunner will be the next Julian Edelman. They hand it off up the middle, left side in the stiff arm. They take it to about the 16-yard line. That's a gain of 2 in the rush by Miles Sanders. As it's going to be a third down coming up here. 3rd and 10 with 3 minutes and counting down in the 4th quarter. Yeah, free agency is going to be huge for the Patriots. I hope that they can make some moves. That's where I hope they can pick up a really good tight end and free agency there. And definitely a premier wide receiver. That would get it done as well. Some legit weapons to surround Tom and make this offense gold again. That pass left side to the 15, moving up the field to the 10-yard line. Miles Sanders gets it. It's going to bring up a 4th and about 8. Vaughn needs to bring back the days before he moved on November 20th of 2019. Once he was out of his old school, he needs to bring back the good old days. Hopefully everything will go much better for you, man, in 2020. I hope so, dude. I hope when you return to school tomorrow, you'll have a good day tomorrow at school. 4th and 7 as we have reached the 2-minute warning. It's going to be a big play. Philadelphia will go for it as they will have the football coming up at the Seattle 10. So it's all about this last play coming up here after commercial break. Let's see here. 2020 date of free agency. So it looks like it's, let's see here, it's in March for free agency. Let's see when that is. Is it March 18th? That's what I'm trying to get at. Days NFL free agency. Okay, it's 2019 now. Okay, this one probably explains it better. Okay, so yeah, it looks like it's in March there for free agency. Trying to get what the actual day is, though. So we Let's see here. Okay, so let's see. Oh, we got Patriots calendar, 2020. Yeah, so it looks like it's March 16th that it starts for free agency. So March 16th to March 18th, it seems to be for free agency there. Let's see, the draft I know is right after, like, yeah, the draft is the 23rd to the 25th. I do plan to stream the draft on here, too. I don't think it's competing against the NBA playoffs. But if it's not competing against, like, any national TV games, I really do plan to stream the draft the first night, definitely, on the 23rd. I do plan to do. So the 16th of March is with free agency. Yeah, Gunner, special teamer right now. Jacoby Myers might be one that could lose his job in the preseason. I think that they'll bring Jacoby Myers back, and then they'll see where he is in the preseason. Big play here, 4th and 7. They step up in the pocket. And Josh McCown just gets sacked, taken back at the 12-yard line for a loss of 2. Not looking good for Philly now with a minute 56 remaining. So 17-9 to score. Seattle going to get it back, and it's all about whether they can stop them with their 3 timeouts left to go. So Patriots should pick up Randall Cobb since they wanted him so badly. Interesting. So he is on the market. Let's see how old he is for Randall Cobb. They definitely need like a veteran type of receiver to help boost up the receiving core. Okay, yeah, 29. Okay, yeah, his best season was in 2014. Yeah, not that bad this year for Dallas for Randall Cobb. He really got it going. Yeah, that would be a pretty good pickup there for Randall Cobb. They're able to get him. Yes, I really do hope that Damian Harris can be like incorporated into the game plan more. I don't really see Burkhead staying for the Patriots in the offseason. I think Burkhead is most likely done for the Patriots. Dorsett looks like he is done as well. And Vaughn wants to bring back the days before November 20th, 2019. Oh, man, sorry to hear that, Vaughn. Johnny C likes Russell in Seattle, but Pete Carroll creeps him out completely. Oh, man, so Philadelphia just cannot convert the 4th downs tonight. 0 for 2 on 4th down conversions. They lost out again in this game. And it's going to come down to whether they can stop the Seattle Seahawks, which they haven't been able to stop the receiving game at all tonight when it comes down to DK Metcalf. He's got 6 catches for 124 yards, touchdown grab along a 53. But now it's whether they can stop the run, which they've been able to match up well against the run and only allow 67 yards total to the Seahawks today. Seahawks defense just swarming all around Philadelphia. 7 sacks total. It's going to come down to the 3 timeouts left. A minute 56 remaining. Seattle with the football at their own 10-yard line. They snap it off, toss it over to the left side here to Homer. Homer in a rush. Gets it back to the line of scrimmage, no gain. Let's see. I'll take a look at Danny Amendola. That would be great if they're able to get him back for Danny Amendola. I wonder what happened to Chris Hogan too. Like, I would actually want him to be back on the team. If they had put him back on the team like late in the year, I would have been fine with that for Chris Hogan. Somebody that knows the system. Second and 10, 1:52 left to go. It's going to come down to these last 2 timeouts. So they take the snap, handoff up the middle. They take it right back over to the 10-yard line. No gain on the play. And the Eagles stopping them again. 1:47 left remaining. So 1:47 left to go in the fourth quarter. It's going to come right down to this. So Danny Amendola, he's going to be a free agent in the offseason. So he will be a free agent here. 3rd and 10 now. It's going to be down to this if they can stop him. Seattle's going to have to pass. They take the snap from the gun. Wilson, here comes the pressure. Floats it up, right side. And what a catch. He holds on to it. Metcalf right at the 49-yard line, just shy of midfield. What a catch, and that's going to seal up this game. Russell Wilson on the blitz just floats it up, and DK Metcalf having himself a huge game, able to get behind the defense, and the Eagles take their last time out. Interesting. Chris Hogan had issues with Bill Belichick. Wow. I actually didn't hear that before. That's interesting. What a game. DK Metcalf, 163 yards total in his preseason debut. As the Seahawks take the snap, they take the knee. No timeouts left. And the Seahawks celebrate along the sideline as this is the final score that they took on each other back in November. Exact same score. $1:10 left to go in the fourth quarter. No timeouts remaining. And with that being said here, the Seahawks are going to move on to the next round. So, Seattle now moving on to the next round of the playoffs inside the divisional rounds. As they'll be taking on the Packers 6:40 on Fox. And DK Metcalf seals it up. What a game for the rookie wideout. Wilson takes the snap under center, takes a knee. And we got 45 seconds before this one goes final. Can I help you bring back the good old days, Vaughn? Well, I really hope so. Just channel in that Feels Like Tonight. Listen to that again. Maybe that'll give you a boost, dude. So keep your head up. You got school tomorrow, and hopefully things will go much better than usual. Under center here, Russell Wilson on the 3rd and 12 just to go into victory formation, take the knee in this one. He takes the snap, takes the knee. This one is over. 17-9, the final in this game. Thank you guys so much for joining me on the channel. I appreciate it once again. To everybody once again. Indeed, great pick by Seattle there. Russell Wilson and DK Metcalf. What an incredible game by these two today. And they are moving on to take Green Bay. That should be a great matchup going on in the next round. Pete Carroll is still a creep, Johnny C puts out, though. Thanks so much, guys, for being a part here on the channel. Hopefully, Vaughn, everything will go well here in the future. Just keep your head up, my man, and just keep on powering through each and every day with some positivity out there. But before you sign off in the video, make sure to hit the thumbs up down below, hit the subscribe button. Also, if you guys enjoy what I do as well here. 17-9, Seattle moving on to the next round. Still plan to cover play-by-play for you guys throughout the playoffs here, since I cover play-by-play for you guys. Also, I'll be back on the basketball channel throughout the week. I'm behind New York basketball, calling a good amount of college football play-by-play. Hey, thanks so much, Patrick, for joining me on the stream once again. I appreciate it. Thanks so much for the games today. Catch you next time. And I appreciate it, guys, for joining me for both of these games here. I was doing Michigan State versus Michigan for college basketball before that on the basketball channel. So I appreciate it for everybody who took a time out to support these streams today. Gonna sign off right now. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday night, everybody. Seahawks. Now on to the next round here as they beat the Philadelphia Eagles 17-9 the scores. This is the final as we are on Final Yard Football on YouTube. Thanks so much and enjoy the rest of your Sunday.